Coming to you from the Blue Crew Studios in Temecula, California, it's the Whiskey Throttle Show, bringing you inside the lives and careers of industry leaders and legends pushing forward in action sports. Yamaha has been setting the standard in two-wheel and four-wheel fun for decades. Yamaha is always out front innovating and focused on reliability and performance. Join the Blue Crew today. Get yourself a Yamaha. The Whiskey Throttle Show is presented by Motorsport.com. There's no need to even leave your home anymore if you need gear, you need parts, you need products, anything around your riding and racing hobbies. Go to Motorsport.com, order it up online, and it will be quickly and conveniently shipped right to your home without even leaving your driveway. Get over to Motorsport.com and make your next ride your best ride. Troy Lee Designs is the leader in off-road motocross apparel and style. So whether you're looking for a cool new paint job for your helmet, maybe your name and number on your helmet lettered on, you're looking for new gear, you're looking for mountain bike gear, off-road gear, they've got the brand new Scout line in GP and SE models. Troy Lee Designs has it all. They've been leading this industry for decades, and they're going to continue to do it. Rockform, creators of the world's strongest magnetic phone case. They have mounts for your car, motorcycle, and bicycle, as well as universal mounts to adhere your phone to any surface. They also have screen protectors, power banks, stands, chargers, and more. And don't forget the G-Rock wireless golf speaker. Magnets adhere this powerful speaker to your cart, or any metallic surface for that matter, so you have tunes while you golf, work, or hang out. Rockform, always innovating the phone case market. Rockwell designs all their sunglasses in their U.S. headquarters in Utah. Then they are manufactured in Italy using the strictest craftsmanship standards, ensuring you get the best pair of sunglasses you've ever owned. From men's and women's designs, floatable, alloy frame, and a UV 400 rating, which blocks out 100% of UV rays, Rockwell has everything you need for you and your family. Use our code WT20 for 20% discount at checkout at rockwelltime.com. The Whiskey Throttle Show is proud to partner with El Jefe Energy. Whether we're throwing a leg over a bike to go riding or covering supercross races and nationals, El Jefe keeps us firing. Early mornings at the track, long motos, or late nights wrenching in the garage, El Jefe brings the goods and 200 milligrams of caffeine to the party. Visit eljefe.com to check out all the flavors they have available, or go to your local convenience store and pick up a can. El Jefe Energy is fuel for the fearless. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining us here in Blue Crew Studio. And we've got a great guest today here lined up. This guy kind of gave me last-minute notice, but damn it, we made it happen. I've been wanting to have Matt Buyten on for a long time, and he's in town. Dude, thanks so much for reaching out. I'm glad you're here. It's great to see you. Haven't seen you since your accident, and so stoked to have you on. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. We've been working on this for 4 or 5 years, and next time you're in town, and then, I happen to be getting out of the car, and I it takes motivation to get in the wheelchair. So I was like, I'm going to do a little gramming before I get in, and then I'm all, dude, right away, it was the whiskey show. So, I got to hit a ping, and just triggered it. So thanks for squeezing me in, you and Ethan, so pumped.
Yeah, stoked to have you here, man. We start all of our shows with the motorsport.com gate drop guys. Anything you need, go to motorsport.com. They'll ship it right to you. Fair pricing, free shipping if you spend enough money. It's not much. But, man, you don't have to leave the comfort of your home. So great stuff over there. Check out motorsport.com. And we'll get to your whole story. We're going to get to all of that stuff. But just tell me right now how you're doing physically.
Well, physically, I can't feel shit because I'm nice and paralyzed, unfortunately, stupid dirt bikes. But it's it's nothing nobody doesn't know. It's the biggest love-hate relationship, man. There's just something about flying on your dirt bike, and, we all know we need throttle therapy, but I'm okay. It's ups and down. I had a rough week a couple weeks ago, but it gets deep. It gets scary. It gets really scary. And Mike Mason and I we grew up together, and we've just always been we can't understand suicide. Like, why? Talk to someone or something. But, man, you get so deep, and all your friends are like, and I'm thankful for the whole moto community, and then just friends I grew up with, family. I got ample amount of support. But everyone's like, hit me if you need. But, when you get that deep, it is super scary, and you're not going to hit no one up, man. I've had some I actually, 2 weeks ago, I woke up at I was up till 3 in the morning, and just your mind starts going. and I can't think of the dude's name from Lincoln Park that did it.
Oh,
to him.
Chester Bennington.
Yeah, so I've been like, really onto him and listening to his music, which I never did. I'm more Pennywise and NoFX and, but anyways, I got onto like his stuff, and your mind won't turn. You're like, okay, just stop, put your phone down, go to sleep. But then, man, I had like a moment, and I was like, dude, think about getting your gun and then hugging my son and leaving, and I lost it. And I'm like, oh, I can't leave my son. And I'm like, I was man enough to bring him into the world. No matter what my situation is, I gotta be man enough to be here to take care of him. So like, I'm really strong on that. I got some like quotes, like I was never good at giving up, like, going against McGrath, dislocate my shoulder, put it back in, and let's keep going, So like, I just know who I am, and you kind of, you don't want to be cocky, but like there's a point where you have to go like, I'm Matt effing Buyten, like kind of put your chest up and put your chin up, and like you have to kind of dig deep, and it is really scary. And I just know that one of my main mottos is that I know that I was never good at giving up, so why start now? Yeah, so like I'm okay, like I'm a scrapper, so like I'm here. Y'all ain't getting rid of me yet.
No. So. Well, there is, there's a lot of ups and downs to these kind of injuries, and David Bailey's a good friend of mine, so he doesn't share everything, but he'll share sometimes some of the struggles, and it's like, or Jimmy Button, who's a great outcome, but still. There's things that come along with that you don't even think about.
Right.
Like, he was telling me, like you mentioned earlier, like when you got to pee, it's like, I got to pee right now. Like by the time you feel it, it's late stage,
Yeah. Either you're watering your wheelchair or you're like, you feel like you got to pee, and then you like I just went and thought like, I kind of felt like I had to go. So before the show, try to go and barely anything comes out. But then you're like, oh, I don't got to go. And then just, why am I wet? So I'm actually going next month to get Botox. I guess helps for anybody else out there. Like I've learned in a lot of wheelchair vets have taught me that to get Botox, so it helps your muscle spasms you don't pee yourself. So I got 3 appointments at the end of June to go do that.
You gonna tighten up the forehead too and just go full?
I do. I need to get my damn ears duct taped to my head, man. Like I'm so pumped I got these headphones on, man. Like I can hear more sound with my damn ears out. It sucks.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. All right, well, we'll get more into that story, and there's a lot to it, and it's a lot of layers and deep, and so I appreciate you just being willing to talk about it, because I will say this, and we chatted a little bit off air about this. It's like everybody that rides or races knows that this is a possibility. This is like, we all know someone it's happened to, right? And it's our worst fear. But instead of talking about it, and we just kind of try to pretend it doesn't exist.
Yeah,
a lot in this sport.
We all tuck it back right here. We're aware, but then you're like, oh, like whatever, I'll deal with it then. But man, I love riding, and riding's my thing. I was watching Outdoor Nationals on my phone that weekend. Like I got hurt at Thunder Valley for the Loretta's qualifier, and I was watching the Nationals that weekend. Like I love moto. I bleed moto. Like I like you guys are legendary and stuff, and it's just, and it's tough, like it's so hard, like mentally, and like.
Do you feel though? I understand why we don't talk about it. Riders want to pretend like if they don't think about it, then they don't think about it, right? But it's like when your friends get hurt, that can't make you guys feel good, because we all just sort of still pretend like.
It's pretty traumatizing. Like I held Jim McNeil in his last 30, 45 minutes of human warmth. Everybody froze, and I'm a reactor. So like, he ate it we were doing a freestyle motocross show for Mark Burnett out in at the Texas Motor Speedway, and he thought his 2-stroke Yamaha was like clear to go. So, and I was like just passing the ramp the other way. I had just jumped it, so the ramp's here. And then I see Jim's going. You can tell when the guy's going to go. So, like, I'm like, all right, McNeil's going. And I'm right next to him, and he just goes, off the ramp, cases the air conditioner in the back, eats the back of the landing, falls in the hole, lands on the hitch, bike on him, just nasty. I start grabbing gears, throw the bike against the end of the motorhome, and then, like, everybody froze like it was, like, a scary time. Like, we all just know that, it doesn't matter if you're trail riding, or whatever, like jumping off a ramp, racing. yes, it can happen, and it's back there, and you know, it is scary, but I mean, it's just, you know, we're a certain breed, you know, and we're just like motocross will give you so much, dude. It'll give you like your release of life and therapy and just the fun and the throttle therapy is just a huge thing, and just it can just put you in some of the darkest places, you know, and injuries. And you know, I think this is super important. This is what I learned when I was going through all my shoulder dislocating problems. I'm like, what is 3 to 6 months? I'm 23. Like, what is 3 to 6 months of all these many more years I can ride? It's nothing. So,
Yeah.
I mean, anybody out there that struggles during an injury, you know, I think it's super important to like, okay, I'm out for 2, 3 months. You know, it's all good, but what is 2, 3 months of the rest of the time that you got to ride? It's nothing. But when you're in it, it's deep. It can get dark, you know, just on an injury. But yeah, being paralyzed or hurt, you know, I got a lot of friends that have not rode, have sold their bikes, and I'm like, no, 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 no. Like we need to ride. Like, this is why we're here together. Like, riding and throttle therapy is just so awesome. Like, we all know, right? No matter what if you're riding out in the desert, you're racing a track, you're going off a ramp, it doesn't matter. Throttle therapy is awesome. And flying on your dirt bike, we all love it. And that's why we're here. And, you know, I try to tell everybody, and we all know, oh, like you said, you're getting older. I'm thinking about maybe getting rid of the bike, but, you know, I'm going to ride at 80%, but I don't know how to ride at 80%. I've tried the 80% thing, and it just doesn't work. You got to, like, hammer it down. There's not, and you know, my bike doesn't work properly if the suspension's not working properly if I don't ride it this fast, you know. So I just try to tell everybody, try to keep it around 80%. Make sure you're loading your bike up at the end of the day. Enjoy your ride, tone it down. It is not worth all this. Like, this is a freaking nightmare, and you got to fight every day. Like, it's no joke, you know. So
Yeah. Well, we'll talk more about it. I wanted to get your thoughts since what are you, 7 or 8 time X Games gold medalist?
7.
Okay, plus silvers and
Yeah, 12 total.
12 total. I mean, it's a lot of medals.
Yeah, it's all right, man. I think, you know, just for jumping over a dang bar, you know, I think it went all right, you know. And
So what are your thoughts on this new X Games format? I'm trying to get my head around it. I don't really understand how it's working exactly with the teams, and I know the moto's not part of it yet, but it's now like multiple events, and it's just a different vibe. What's your thoughts?
I think I think when they started going worldwide, it sounds good on paper, but it kind of hurt it. I think X Games brand, and then the social media like hurt it just all killed the brand. Like, I remember it was so much fun just lighting up the Staples Center. Like, you're in Kobe Bryant's house. Like, this is sick, and you're not on like a whole team, dude. It's just you riding, and everybody's watching, and then who knows how many people are watching through that camera lens. Like, it was sick. Stands were packed. And, you know, by the time, you know, Staples or X Games was starting to move, you know, the stands were only like halfway packed. You know, everyone could just see it on their phone, and, you know, okay, I'll catch like X Games, you know, here, or I'll catch X Games there. You know, it's the Olympics of extreme sports, and, you know, we were all glued to the TV. And at the end of my freestyle career, I'd ask kids once in a while at autograph flying, like, if it crossed my mind, hey, you know what X Games is? No, and then deer in the headlights, you know.
Really?
So, like, I mean, do you remember, like, everybody was like, you know, like, it's that gap between, like, during the Outdoor Nationals in August where there's like a 2-week off, and it's like Loretta's and X Games, and man, everybody's glued to the TVs and Loretta's and watching X Games, you know, and it just, and then this chaps my hide. Like, I'm not a video gamer, and I'm sorry to anybody that is, but, you know, when in 2012, when you could get a X Games gold medal playing video games, I was just like, WTF. And I'm like, so that's right there, like, all that like right there is where X Games just went, you know. And X Games was so sick, you know, and like now nobody even knows what it is except the OGs, you know.
Yeah, I mean, they've gotten rid of events that were working, you know. Like, I always say, anytime that a motor fired up, whether that was the rally stuff they did, it was moto, it was freestyle, it was any of them, like, the fans just went, you know, like, the motors draw them in.
And was at the Home Depot Center in Carson, California. Like, that was sick. There, like just the vibe outside, the breeze from the ocean. You know, and we're watching moto and rally car and having fun. You know.
Yeah, and then they kind of get rid of the stuff that was really cool, and now video games for a medal. Like video games are fine, but not in the X Games. Like,
nah, it's not.
Good grief.
It's not an extreme sport. No. Like, I mean, maybe if you huck your controller because you're upset, like. Maybe I've done that, but
and I'm okay with even some weird stuff. Like, I remember the very first one, Street Luge.
Yeah.
Like,
what was
not
that
something
dude's
I'm
name who won Street Luge all the time?
Biker
Sherlock. What is that dude doing? You got to get him on here. That'd be sick.
But, like, we know his name.
Yeah, right? In San Diego, dude, just, like, hucking into hay bales, just wadding hay going everywhere.
That was probably, like, what, 97?
Yeah.
6?
That's like right when I think Tony Hawk did the 900 for the first time. You know, I remember being glued to the TV and my chonies just watching, you know, I'm, like, stoked and, like.
I wonder if they were still putting on the same events, better disciplines and things. Yeah, there's social media, but would they still be watching? I mean, you just watch on your phone instead of on a TV.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, you know, you can YouTube it, you know, or you know, or watch it on YouTube where, you know, that's where it, like, all hurt ticket sales for them, I think, you know. But
they never cared about ticket sales.
Nah,
it was
it's
always
ESPN.
For TV,
yeah.
You know. But if it's for their YouTube, that's the same thing, really, right?
Yeah, I mean, and I'm also one for evolution, right? So, like, you know, a lot of people hate the airbags, but I'm 50-50 on them. You know, they've took me down, but they've also, I've got a couple more years out of it because I'm not as sore. Like, riding ramp to ramp, you're aching. But so, anyways, I'm into evolution and, you know, YouTube and, like, you know, social media. Like, you know, it just it just happened. And so, you know, I'm open to evolution into things, but, like, you know, it's a double-edged sword. You can look at it the way that I was saying, like, where I think it maybe hurt it, but that's just, you know, that's just my opinion, you know. And it was,
well, it's definitely not as big as it was.
And being an athlete on the floor, you know, shoulder coming out against MC, like, and I'm putting it back in, and, like, dude, the vibe in the whole Staples Center was just, I got goosebumps right now just talking about it. Like, I know, like, as an athlete being on the floor, how sick it was. And then we're there to perform, you know, and put on a show, and then the stands are halfway empty, like, come 2012, you know, and then it moves to Austin. And, you know, it's just, it's like I said, I think it's a double-edged sword, you know, like, I'm good for evolution and things change, and so we got to go with it. But then, you know, I think it was just kind of better back in the day, you know, like the militia was, like, all decked out, and Pastrana, like, dude, and then, like, there was a whole group of us from Nevada, like that, and then a bunch of the Arizona guys. It was pretty much like the militia, Arizona guys, and Nevada guys, and then, like, a few Europeans, you know. But, like, you know, then Australians just whooped all of our asses. Now them dudes got some coconuts loose.
Yeah, they do.
There are some bad dudes.
And it doesn't seem to be. It's just interesting what's going on in the whole free FMX free ride world. It's like you got guys like Axel doing what he's doing, which is crazy stuff, right? Then you got, like, Raha doing what he's doing, kind of record-breaking stuff. Awesome. But, like, its own little avenue. And then you got some guys like Twitch and his crew that do the contests and do the stuff at Supercross here and there. So there's, like, all these different things, right, you can jump into. And that's cool, but I don't feel like any of them are at the level the X Games was when it was in its sweet spot.
Yeah, like I said, like, people were glued to their TVs at Loretta's and shit, trying to get internet back then so they could watch X Games. Now I bet nobody even watches X Games, or I don't
think they do.
That should be a question this year at Loretta's. Do you know what X Games is? Like, just and ask all these amateur kids, and they're not gonna know. But maybe they're searching it on YouTube, and, you know, those you know, the kids nowadays, they're all over YouTube and search all these videos, so they could. So
yeah, it's just definitely different. But maybe it's like moto in the 90s. Moto's still awesome, but, like, there was something about the 90s. It was just sweet.
About the 90s,
you know, pre-cell phone. It was just, like, the right time, just a really cool time in history. And maybe X Games was part of that, where it's just never going to be that way again.
Yeah, I mean, like, I bet so many of us have a flip phone in our freaking in our nightstand that has a picture, trying to, like, the blurriest picture
Oh my
ever.
gosh.
You're trying to
So
follow
terrible.
MC doing a knack, like
So bad.
Yeah, but yeah, it's all good, dude. It's
But
evolution.
you know what? Kids will never understand the joy of pulling your phone out of your little phone holster and going flipping that thing over.
The
little
ting.
antenna.
Or did you ever have one of those? What are those T-Mobile?
The
That
sidekick.
sidekicks, yeah.
Or switch or no?
Sidekicks, yeah.
It was a sidekick?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
T-Mobile sidekicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all had them.
There was one that slid up and then one that spun around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's just these dumb Apple iPhones.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, guys, get over to whiskeythrottleclub.com. Become a member. We got all kinds of stuff in there. Code Red, Hang Time, Electronic Ping, my written columns in there, Gear Up. You can also get the phone number to call in when we do Après Moto and other different videos. And then Elevate Training Video. Our entire catalog's in there. $5 a month, guys. Over 100 videos on riding and training. It's great stuff. Check it out. Our guest story brought to you by Yamaha. If you guys aren't on the Blue Crew, you're blowing it. Way cooler over there. Be a lot cooler if you were. So check out Yamaha today. Get down to your Yamaha dealer. All right, man. Tell me your story. Are you Nevada boy or Texas?
Nevada.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I grew up with like Dustin Miller, Mike Mason, Drake McElroy, Kenny Bell. Yeah. There's a plethora. I mean,
there was a lot of you guys.
Yeah.
Hart at the time was Nevada, really, right?
Yeah, but he's Vegas. He's Vegas, Nevada, so we weren't like connected. But Mason later down the road linked up with Hart and Huntington and Hart in Vegas there.
And so that was kind of the Nevada crew, and then Arizona had Nate Adams,
the Distlers.
Yeah, that's right.
McNeil.
Okay.
Nikki Danielson.
That's right. There was a little posse out there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it was like the militia, the Nevada guys,
yeah,
and then the Arizona guys, and then a few Europeans, and then it dwindled away over the years after that. But
he had to be all dried and cooked up in your brain enough to do these tricks. That's why you guys all thrived.
Yeah,
is that what it was?
Yeah, it was fun.
What's McElroy up to these days?
So yeah,
he was always like,
yeah, he's
such a cool cat to me. Like he looked like he was like a goth. The goth freestyle guy, right? But super chill. Like he had a really cool vibe.
Yeah, Drake put the awe in awesome, no doubt, dude. He has his own style. But I actually, I go to Reno and he did this tattoo on my shin right here, and I poke at Drake once in a while, and he doesn't answer his phone for anybody, but he'll
really
he returns my calls, and then we've linked up and met up, and Drake's doing good. So he's downtown Reno doing tattoos at Ace's Tattoo. So
okay,
he's doing good. Yeah,
good. All right, good. Okay, so tell me what it was like. You guys were in Reno area?
Carson City, south of Reno,
okay.
about 30, 45 minutes. But yeah, so I just kind of grew up like yanking out the sagebrush and piling dirt on it and airing your bicycle out or jumping your friends, putting a piece of plywood that you found on a tire and seeing how many of your friends can jump, right? So, just kind of did that. And then, we only got into, the older kids got into dirt bikes. So then, we followed, and my dad was a single dad, so he could only do so much. He was more worried about food and a roof over us, and he was he worked in engineering in Harvey's at the casino in Lake Tahoe. And, so yeah, I mean, Dad was working hard, taking care of the whole entire family. My family immigrated from Holland, from Rotterdam, Holland, took an 11-day boat ride from Rotterdam, Holland to New York City, then a 6-day train ride to Reno. And my grandpa's brother was in Reno, so that's how we ended up there. And then, Dad met Mom there and all that hoopla. But yeah, it's
so you're just second generation American then, huh?
Yeah, I mean, my grandpa Buyten was in the prison camps in Japan, like doing the coal mines. My grandpa was in that. And
oh, really?
Then my grandma and grandpa, they were like Dutch and stuff, so they met through like Red Cross 3 years later after they got separated. They met 3 years later again. And, they met, like, in the prison camps and stuff. So pretty gnarly. So, like, I want to make Grandpa and my family proud. My grandpa did all this work to get, the Buyten family over here. And it's Dutch, B-U-I-J-T-E-N is how the name's supposed to be spelled. But they spelled it B-U-Y-T-N. My grandpa said, fuck it, dude. They were good. We're in America. So
that was really common.
Yeah, messing up the names.
Well, they would do it on purpose to sort of assimilate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my I think it's great grandparents came over from Norway.
Okay.
And it was Svensson.
Okay.
Right, but like no one has that name here, right? So they just went with Swenson.
Yeah.
They changed it. So there was a lot of stories of that where people had, if your last name was very ethnic to wherever you're from, they would just sort of Americanize it a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's super common.
Oh, all right. I
That's
guess I wasn't familiar with that, but yeah. So my dad's a hard worker, and then I'm a hard worker, and I just, it's pretty cool. I got to bring my dad back to Holland and do some of the Night of the Jumps. And
oh, really?
So it was like a full circle. It was pretty sick. It was like heartwarming to be able to bring my dad back. Like. Sorry if I get like deep on stuff. I'm just, that's just who I am, and I'm like, I just got a big heart. So it was super proud to bring my dad back to Holland. We got family over there currently still, and then just to kind of bring my dad back to Holland and do shows there was like kind of crazy how they immigrated. The Buyten story is kind of cool. We all got our story, but
yeah, was he in Amsterdam or where about?
In Utrecht, starts with a U.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where he was born.
Okay.
But, yeah, so kind of over there, out of Amsterdam.
All right. Cool.
Have you been to Amsterdam?
Yeah. I'm not familiar with that town, but Amsterdam and where did we go? We went to a race shop that was over there on our way to a race. Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah, I've been through it a little bit. It's cool. It's a beautiful country.
Yeah, it's rad to like bounce around Europe a little bit, and
yeah, well, we're you lose. Here you just think if a town's like 100 years old, you're like, oh, this is old. It's like, not so much. Go over here where, it's thousands of years old. It's just the history there is very
the churches neat. And all the history is like amazing. The wife and I went to Egypt in 19 right before COVID, and we got back. And we were sicker than dogs, so I think we got it from Europe and even brought it to the U.S. for everyone. Unfortunately, no, I'm just.
You think you got COVID on that trip?
Yeah, like I couldn't breathe. I was laying trying to sleep with my. I've never had to do that. Like when you're sick, you're like, but dude, I was like, couldn't breathe. I'm laying in bed trying to like open my throat so I could like breathe, and they said I went in and I had like bronchitis in like the lower right lung, so maybe I didn't have COVID, but
you got real sick though.
Yeah, and that was November, December of 19. So I mean, then March it hit over in the United States, and they shut like everything down in like 20, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I did a trip to the British Virgin Islands with my sister and her family. Mm-hmm. Like our families went together, New Year's Eve of 2020, and all the time we talk about not just that trip, but like January, February of 2020.
Yeah. How
different things were than they are today.
Yeah.
Just in general, right? Like how much less expensive things were, I don't know, man. The world was a different place.
And, the only positive thing I think out of COVID is like everyone deep cleaned. So just kind of just get all bacteria and everything kind of cleaned anyways, which was probably needed.
Yeah.
So I think that's the one positive, but other than that, who knows on all that. I don't get into all the wrapped up in the politics and stuff.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen is gonna happen. I'm just gonna control my life. I got enough going on.
Yeah, I know. No,
I stay out of that crap.
It's just weird how much life has changed since that time, and
right.
You think back and go, man. I mean, that was a weird time, but it's like it's not gone back. It's not like we just that's over now we're back to where we were. It's like different.
Yeah,
everything's kind of different.
It's and then so many people. I mean, you probably can't go maybe 2-3 times a month without someone saying the COVID days, or something. So
I know
it's a weird part of life we're in, but you can't. Arguing on the internet's not going to do nothing, It doesn't.
It's not. I thought I was changing everybody's mind.
Just because, you put your opinion out there and then that's that. So no, but it's just I don't get wrapped up in all that shit, man. It's just a waste of time. I get it. You want to get your opinion across, and how many times have all of us probably had stuff typed out and you're all delete. Yeah, and
I know. How did you? You jump on your bikes, you're growing up normal kind of childhood up there. How'd you get into moto?
The big kids had race, and then my dad just bought us some the big kids neighbors and stuff got into the corridors, and got into a moto and everything, and just we're in the desert, so everyone's kind of getting dirt bikes. We're getting like older, and then my dad bought us like a 70. We had the 78 YZ80, the white one with the middle tank, and then my dad bought for $500, and then we had the Honda 60. You know?
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we had one of those. I'm so mad. I want one so bad just because of that. And you know, that's what I learned how to ride a clutch on. You know, because the 78 was like super calm power, but you know, in 4 gears, I believe. But then, you know, the 65, I think a little peppy thing, you know, like, you know, like but so yeah, we had that, and we had those bikes, and we just shuffled them through the brothers and stuff. And
So how many siblings?
One real brother, older brother, and then one stepbrother.
Okay.
So, and then two older stepsisters. So.
Okay.
So
but all you boys kind of were into bikes and.
Yeah. It was fun. You know, yank out sagebrush, pile dirt on it, and who wants to go first?
That's so fun. Those are good memories.
I grew up doing that and just racing in Carson City. And Rob Hansen, you know Rob Hansen? He kind of like he's like best friends with Jim Hall, and he like kind of invented.
Oh yeah.
They invented like arena
cross. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I grew up like right there. I grew up in the same neighborhood as him and Rob and his son Ryan.
Okay.
So like we grew up there, and it was just a good era. Rob would make us all these jumps, like, and he just like, and we just thought it was normal, and like. Yeah. We just, all of us Nevada guys, we just learned how to jump like pretty early, like, and getting up to 80 intermediate and doing that,
Were you guys going to like amateur nationals and stuff then?
Those guys were, all my friends were.
Okay.
I could only afford to race Carson City, and I would pull weeds or flag. And so it would pay your entries, and Rob would let me do that, so I could pay for my entry the next weekend. And then in that meantime, I'd be begging my dad to let me race, but he was like, no, I don't know, like, no. And like I'd be like, we'd go out riding, and I'd do like a no-hander, like like Stan or something, win over the finish line. You know how that was the thing. And so I'm doing that. My dad's like, keep your hands on the bars, and I'm like, why? It's easy. So like it's kind of funny. Me and my dad chuckle about it. Like I always give him shit. I'm like, hey man, you remember when you were yelling at me? But it's like now we know why, because I was able to put together a fun freestyle career. But yeah, I mean, just everyone's trying to race. I know Dustin Miller. He went to Ponca and Lorez. I know the Mason went out there, and the Tierney's. Do you know Tierney's? Yeah. Justin Tierney. Yeah, you probably raced Justin Tierney.
I raced Justin.
And then Nathan Tierney, and the guys were going around. I was so jealous. Like I wanted it so bad too. Was
there nothing? I mean, I guess the World Mini was in Vegas.
Yeah, World Mini was in Vegas.
Was there anything else up by you guys?
Yeah, Sacramento had a bunch of stuff. Marysville, East
Street,
and then like Central California had like Turlock, and it would take everything and anything I had to beg my dad to try to go, because I knew what was coming up through my friends, and they would all go, and I had to stay home, or they would be racing, and I couldn't afford it, so I'd be like way over, like a couple miles away, but you could see the track and hear it. And I'd be racing.
Torture.
I'd be racing BMX, $10, like, because I couldn't afford
Yeah.
moto. So, then the freestyle came around in '97. I was 17, and like Mason Miller, they were a grade behind me. So, but Miller and Drake jumped on the freestyle tour and were able to do gravity games where Carrie Hart flipped for the first time, and then I just kind of like took off from there, and I tried freestyle, but then I ended up breaking my humerus in 2 spots, breaking my jaw, got a plate and 6 screws there, tried to make out the handlebars, and it's so weird. The handlebars and the triple clamps won.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Headbutt the dang bars. So every over jump after that, like, I learned to just duck my chin down to the left. So any of you kids coming up out there, duck your chin down one way or the other. Don't take on the bars. They will win.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing about the bars without a crossbar. If you got a bigger pad, it
gives you a little more.
It's a little
room, and a little is a lot.
Yeah, because I know a lot of moto guys with big old gashes right here, and scars.
She's a beaut. Grants Pass, Oregon, just barely clipped the landing, and I had Renthal bars on in the crossbar, and it lifted up the front of the helmet, and then boom, the fucking triple clamp just went.
Did you get knocked out? A lot of times, no. You get your jaw. That's how you get knocked out. Is this if you move your jaw too quick in any direction? I don't know what that stimulates, but
it's
it'll knock
so
you
weird
out.
how the jaw like knocks you out. And yeah, I grew up in a scrappy neighborhood, so we kind of get a little tougher. But
So hit them here,
yeah, but no, I didn't. And like it really just felt like someone threw a basketball in my face, like that like sting is what it felt like. So I like go like that, and I look at my glove, I'm all, mother of a god, it's all bloody. Like I broke it in 4 spots, and I had a tooth there in the middle that was sitting crooked. But I knocked it out, and now my bottom grill's straight, so we're good.
No way.
Yeah,
You fixed your teeth, knocked it
yeah,
out.
a little freestyle motocross dental work, But yeah, so anyways, yeah, I ended up with the plate and 6 screws there. So.
Did you have to wire your jaw shut?
Oh yeah, I did the applesauce and the Slim Fast program, and I was already skinny enough.
Or is that Insure? Yeah.
I didn't need to lose no more weight. I was so skinny, but paralyzed. Now I got this bad dog.
Oh, look at that thing.
Yeah, I come equipped with a donut in the middle. But.
Okay, so you guys, they got into freestyle. Just freestyle started happening, and like, I'm going to check that out, or I'm going to get into that. I mean, how does that all? Tell me about that transition from. So and a lot of it is because racing's expensive. It's really hard to make these amateur nationals.
And it was like the arena cross jump offs, and I was doing BMX dirt jumping. Circle back to pulling all the sagebrush out. Well, by the time I went from 10 years old to 17, we had like a field of jumps, right? So and then we buried washer and dryer, and so it was the washer and dryer jump. So we're sending it off that. So, I ended up doing like this guy Dustin Paxson on BMX. He would do a MC knack, and I just thought it was sick. And that's when McGrath was like, like doing the knack and stuff. So I'm just sitting there over the washer and dryer. I got pictures of me just pure like trying to do like MC style, pulling it over, like you just visualize MC just curling off the lip, and so like, but and so I was just doing that for fun, like, but then freestyle motocross evolved in 97 or started, and then I was able to bring it over to the dirt bike, and I who wants to pedal that much? And I was always more into moto than BMX, but I did BMX a lot just because can't afford it. It's just down the street with your buddies, and
it's easy.
You, after school, you get your snacks and then grab your bicycles and shovel, and everyone goes to the desert and meets. And it's where we hung out, Yeah. And so we had a rad place in the south end of Carson City, the Indian Hills Jumps, and we had fun there. But that's where it like kind of started, and then just bringing it over to motocross. I couldn't have timed it any better. Like it was just like meant to be, like I'm a believer, not too much into Jesus stuff, but I'm like a really believer on the way things work, and like that it just timed it too perfect. And I got hurt, had 3 big injuries, and I was like, this is like one of my favorite stories. So like I was down and out. I was already kind of beat up dirt bike. I was on, I think I had a 96 CR250 or CR125 at the time. And then I got a 99 YZ125 and racing like 125 intermediate, and just I just only did like local pro. I don't ever claim to be pro, but so just doing that. But anyway, so the freestyle motocross was coming. I got hurt 3 times trying to do it and get it going, with Miller and Drake, and then I was down and out. Like I was like, hey, doctor bills are this much. I'm driving an 85 Ford Ranger, living in a double wide trailer, and I had a 10x10 metal shed with my bench on the left. A 69 Triumph, my dad's 69 Triumph in the front, and then my brother's 125 that he kind of got like off into. He got detoured. We'll just say that.
Okay.
I'm sure everyone knows what that means, but and then I had my bike in the middle, in a shed and stuff. So like, I was like down and out kind of, and then I called Mason, just I gotta sell my bike. You're like all bummed. You graduated high school, by this time I'm like 20, 21, and it's like, you got to kind of like, I got to grow up, you start doing all that, Mason's like, no, do not, you're not selling your bike. Cause we learned seat grabs the same day. And like,
where were you guys jumping?
What were
like
we?
Where were you learning?
There's the sand pits in Minden, Nevada, Gardnerville, Nevada. There's like a rancho. It was called the Rancho Sand Pits.
Okay.
So it was just a sand pit area, and so but some people had gone and built some big old dirt jumps. So we're airing it off that thing, and we're on 125, just dude doing seat grabs and shit. Mason and I learned seat grabs the same day. So like, we're all best friends and stuff, and had each other's back. So Mason's like, don't sell your bike. Miller loans me $1,500, and Then Mark Burnett gives me a chance because I was trying to get on the Warped Tour. I was talking to Kenny Watson about trying to get on the Warped Tour. And then Mark Burnett gave me a chance, and I was going to I was talking to a Navy SEAL recruiter. I was going to go try and be a Navy SEAL, or I was going to go to an underwater welding school in Monterey, California. I was like, I'm getting out of Carson City. Like, I got to do something, right? But thank God Burnett gave me a chance. I ended up winning, like, almost all the step-up contests that summer, battling Doug Parsons and Jesse Olson, and Chris Rourke was on it. I got to ride with him his last few years, and like then Metzger's coming on tour, and I'm like, these are like my idols, like like these are and then we get to Pastrana's and it's dark. Bartram gets in the bunk like above me, and I'm like,
where when you say what bunk? Where for,
in the motorhome.
For what tour?
For Mark Burnett.
Oh, okay.
His FreestyleMX.com tour.
Got it.
So I got, of course I'm going to pick the dirt bikes. I had 4 options, and I'm like, I'm going left, right, straight, or that way. I'm getting out of Carson City. Like, I was busting tables. I was bar backing. I was folding towels with Mexican women. I'd get up at 3 a.m. and go, dude, I was like trying everything and anything. I was busting my ass, like doing construction. I was trying to do the carpenter's union. I'm like, this ain't for me. Then I was like just framing houses with Don Tierney, Justin Tierney's and Nathan Tierney's dad, and doing metal roofs, rain gutters. And then I was like trying to ride. I was getting hurt, and it's just I need to sell my bike. And then but anyways, so I got on Burnett's tour, and then they had an X Games qualifier in Reno of October of '02, and there was like 60 dudes there. Everybody that did freestyle motocross like in the world like was there except Pastrana.
Okay.
So 20 dudes qualifying.
Which one was this?
The X Games qualifier in Reno.
In Reno, okay.
And so
90. What year? What did this?
2002.
2002. Okay.
So then I get to do that, and I qualify in the night show. And then if you got top 10, you could do big air step up. I get 11th. So I'm like got a beer like halfway choked down, halfway geared down. Like I'm from Reno. We're going to send it, right? At the casinos and just have fun and party with like all of our people. And then Jane, she's like, hey, can you like ride? Brian Deegan just backed out, and you got 11th, so you're next up. And I'm like, I just had a beer. I'm trying to be good. And I'm like, she's like, can you ride him? Yeah. I go win the damn thing. And that's what got me in X Games. If you won a qualifier, me and Miles Richmond and I were going at it. And then like Uni Air Filters sponsored it. And so like I was so stoked to get the Uni Air Filters jacket and won. And so, yeah, then I got into X Games, and then I won in '03 and against like everybody was there.
That was your first year?
Yeah, that was my first year, first gold.
Was it LA still? Where was it?
That was LA in the Staples Center.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was there from like '03 to I think like 12 or 13, and then it went 14, 15, 16 in Austin.
Okay, that's right.
But yeah, so but you know, like kind of like while like that was starting to take off, Mike Mason was racing arena cross still and trying to like he was doing the jump shows, but then he like blew out his knees and he was kind of in the dumps. So I loaned him $1,500, and Miller gives him a CR250.
Okay.
So then that's like, dude, we just laddered each other up, you know, like it was sick.
Cool.
Like, and then, you know, I mean, just like Brian Foster, there's just so many of us like up there, and it was really cool, you know.
Did you guys bump into Palmer at all?
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Tahoe,
South
Palmer
Lake.
was right there. He was like good friends with Rob Hansen, so Rob and Jimmy, they would put on Jimmy Hawley, they'd put on some awesome like Friday night races, Scott Bikini night, so that they'd have a bikini contest, and like, dude, it was just so much fun. But Palmer would come down.
I don't think you can even get away with that anymore, can you? Bikini contest? Is that considered sexist?
I say we try it.
Let's
bring that shit back, dude. Like, but no, so it'd be fun. Like, but Palmer would roll in, like, who's this guy? And just a limo and get out and just rip his dirt bike and just back to party. And like Palmer would just, bunch of girls, his buddies pulling in a limo. And
a Cadillac with a trailer, 3-year-old trailer with a bike on it or something.
Yeah, like, you know, I think maybe even Rob had his bike, like just trying to con him into coming. And so like, yeah, I mean, dude, we just grew up in such a sick area, and like Jimmy Hawley and Rob Hansen, they're best friends, and they like really, you know, lined everything. They started like the Reno Arena Cross and stuff. And then that's kind of like more or less like, you know, I mean, I know like Arena Cross, like it generated from like Ultra Cross and stuff, right? Yeah. So.
Yeah, different. Ultra Cross was Mickey Thompson truck racing stuff or buggies.
Yeah.
Buggies, trucks, and quads, I think.
But we were glued to the TV then and watching it, remember?
And then the bikes just ran it backwards.
Backwards?
Yeah.
They didn't go the same way.
No,
huh?
so all of the jumps, were nice ramps like this for the buggies and trucks and everything.
Oh, yeah, they had to slow down and, like, check up and hit it.
Everything was a kicker.
Yeah.
Like, if you weren't paying attention, you're going over the bars.
Dude, you better have your rebound right or else you're going to Indonesia.
Oh, dirt's hard as a rock. Yeah, terrible. We just had Larry Brooks on the show, and I sent him a clip of, I did one. Actually, right there. That's the trophy. I won. I did one round and I won.
Where was that at?
That's in Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe.
Oh, nice.
Because they.
So you were out there.
This was in back in that series. You got points and money based on the number of people you passed.
Yeah.
So in your heat race, if you won the heat, you started at the back of the grid in the main.
Right.
And you wanted that if you were into it for the championship and trying to make money because you got points and money every guy you passed. Well, I'm like, I'm just doing one of these. So I limped it in the heat, let people pass me, took the last qualifying spot in.
Yeah.
So I started on the front row, passed one guy, and I took off.
Oh, that's awesome.
Probably only made $200 that night, but
hey,
who cares?
It was a hoot, and you got a badass trophy.
That's right.
Dude, speaking of cool trophies, I became buddies with Greg Schnell out in Texas.
Yeah.
And all of his stuff was at his buddy's house in Costa Mesa. So I happened to be out here. I had an empty truck going back, and we had been talking. He said, "Oh, I need to go out there and get my stuff. Oh, I need to go out there and get my stuff." He's not going to get his stuff. I was learning to get. So I'm like, "Hey man, I'm out here. Got an empty truck coming back. You want me to grab your shit?" So I linked up with his buddy, grabbed all his shit, but all of his stuff. Sorry. And then
Brandon or who did you link up with?
I don't know. Greg Schnell's buddy. I don't remember the dude's name, but yeah, I mean, just seeing all of his old trophies, and then the guys pulling out some of his Yamaha Troy jerseys. I think number 62,
Yeah.
and I think you were maybe Primal Impulse right then, huh? I mean, I don't know the year that would be.
Yeah, I don't remember the years he was Yamaha Troy.
And I don't really remember him on Geico, but kind of when that maybe the Factory Connection team started. I don't remember him on that for some reason, but
yeah, I do. That was
his jerseys were in there. It was sick.
It was 04, 05 maybe, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but there's so much to that point. There's just so much sick history that trophy. This was just sitting in this dude's shop. He was a construction guy and then had his office and all of Greg's stuff just sitting up on top in garbage bags. Yeah. And I'm just we're loading it and kind of peeking, 'cause we're fans of the sport. And I told him, I'm sending him pictures and stuff, if it his trophy when he won Dallas and shit. And it's just cool. I brought that stuff to him, just being a fan of the sport, and then becoming friends with him. And then, that's what I really loved about moto, kind of circling back, picking up, Metzger and Bartram, and we're coming on tour and just becoming good friends with Chris Rourke. And it's just, and then I'm battling all these guys and riding with them and having fun. And I just I'm a fan of sport. I'm so stoked to be here and with you and just, I just love moto, still the nightmare happened to me. And, I always
you still love it though.
Probably 9,000 times a day I say stupid dirt bikes. That's my thing. I just make a smart ass joke. I love it. I'm blood in, blood out on dirt bikes. It gave me the biggest dream. I got to ride for a living. It gave me all. I love the industry. I love the people. Just had too much fun. At the after parties, I was definitely involved and had fun. I just love the vibe. It just, there's nothing sicker,
So at that first X Games, you said it was 02?
03.
03. You did what events? Just Step Up?
I did Step Up and Freestyle, and then I was an alternate for Big Air. And after winning and doing the, I think Thursday was Step Up, and then Friday was the Freestyle. At the LA Coliseum, I got to do that, drop in. And I got 10th there. It was so sick. That's one of my – dude, it couldn't have got any better. I was actually on Mike Mason's practice arena cross bike. I bought it from him, his CR250.
This was for Speed and Style?
No, just for Step Up. But Cliff Campbell, I don't know if you know him.
I don't know the name.
He was a mechanic for Mason and a lot of the guys. But he ended up Cliff Campbell's actually the one behind the scenes that changed the scene and Step Up. because everyone just ride their freestyle bikes.
Yeah.
You know, and you had whatever cutouts, and that was the airflow you had. That was your modification, right?
Yeah.
So no, Cliff, we had a ported head. He re-geared it, and we actually practiced step up, and no one practiced step up. You just ride it at the events.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you about that because you won 7 freaking gold medals. Like, you were the guy. So I didn't know if you had a trick or like something you did.
I was freaking broke, man, and I hammered down. Like,
Or was it just that it just grab a handful and
dump the
send
clutch
it?
and handful it, and yeah, I mean, I don't know, like maybe from breaking my jaw, I learned how to land really hard, and it was miserable, and I don't miss it one bit. But
Yeah, the landings, that's something people they don't realize. I mean, even if you've got a steep landing, by the time you come down, you're not going forward at all.
no, it's stale up there, and then if you hit the bar up there, oh boy, you want to talk about dropping your stomach. Like, you hit the bar and you get like it just like
Kinda
it's
throws
kind
you.
of like grabbing the front brake in the air, and you're just like through like that like kind of deal. And like that's what was good about Renner's. He could kind of like have like flow, but I couldn't get that down, so I was just a straight charger and like went at it. But I'm like, this ain't a style contest. It's clear the effing bar contest. So I didn't really care. So I was more just to attack, dump the clutch, and just grab a handful. And then the bike naturally wants to like kind of like sit up like that, and I would just yank that thing and hold it into my hips, and then pull it like up and over and do like a row deal. Like, that's kind of how I did it, and just push it as forward as possible so your rear tire doesn't nick it. I know, and if you guys Google like my Matt Buyten GoPro 2012, where we went to 47 feet, Renner and I, like, dude, it's like you can almost count 2.5 Mississippi. Kind of tell when I pop over the bar, you can count like 2.5 Mississippi down. It gets a little wild, and it's just the biggest black and white flash, and I would just hang on as hard as I could. And I was expecting to be on the ground. Like, I wasn't even like, I cleared the effing bar, but that's the thing, is you got to write it out. Like, if you clear the bar and crash, it doesn't count. So, but yeah, I mean, it got rowdy there. Renner and I ended up being good rivals and having some good battles, and it was just fun to ride with Clowers. And then you get like McGrath dabbling in, Carmichael and Wyndham.
Wyndham did it too, Wyndham?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I got a signed like Planet Fitness MSR like Wyndham jersey that says like, to Matt teach me step up or something, and I'm like, dude, it's Kevin Wyndham. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is so sick. And then like for him just to throw a compliment out there, and like Carmichael put like got lots of respect for you or something, and I don't remember what McGrath put, but. Like, it's cool to like go against your idols, Like,
Yeah,
so
Ricky,
rad.
because he was doing one, I think it was at San Diego, maybe at Qualcomm,
Yeah,
and he landed so hard it rang his bell pretty good. I think
I was there. I won that one.
Didn't he cut
Yeah,
his chin, or he did something?
He knocked himself for cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs on that one. Yeah, okay. He Metallica concerted the bike and headbutted it, and the bike wins for some weird reason if you bounce your face off of it. And so,
shocker.
Yeah, he was he got hauled off in the golf cart, and then Renner and I were going back and forth for it, but I ended up taking that one in Qualcomm.
But so you're at least, you were setting the bike up for it specifically.
Yeah, it came around to where through Honda and DVS. They would give some of the athletes like Feist and Mason and Parsons, I think, and a few of us some bikes. So I actually just that 08 Honda and Mitch Payton did the motor, and that thing's like it has a 3rd, 4th, and 5th gear out of it to shave 5 pounds, all titanium bolts. Like, I have a bike built just for that one day, and like it got from like I said, from riding your freestyle bike to Cliff Campbell, like he changed the sport, like, and then I started modding it, and then I'm the first one who brought the whole shot device in, so I was able to win 2010 and 11, but the whole shot device is what paralyzed me.
Yeah, well, that'll come back around to bite you later. But how does that when it would release? I guess it would.
Yeah, in the belly it releases. It compresses enough.
Okay.
But it's sick. You just like I would just visualize like in my going to bed. I just like think, and I just think of the fuzzies on the tire, and it's like drag racing. Like, I would just try to like, because if you like wheelie, you're done like early. So I would just picture the fuzzies on the tires just glaze in the dirt. Like, you just have to visualize it, and then I just get fully on the bike, pull the clutch in, and just hammer that thing and hang on, Billy, you're going for a ride. And yeah, but yeah, the step up bike, it's only ever been dusty in my in step up. Like it's never been muddy, and it's just a cherry '08 and all tie and ported and polished and high compression piston and just everything,
Yeah. Well, Colby's doing that with his quarter pipe stuff. He's got a bike that's just first and second, different gearing, like I think different counter shaft. I don't remember exactly what the gearing was, but purpose built for that.
I wonder, like, it does make sense just making it lighter, like just that arc that he does to pull around so it doesn't get stuck, so he can kind of, that Vegas one, I saw one where he had to kind of fight and get like back over it,
Well, yeah, I'm in my head, I'm watching that thing, and I'm trying to kind of, you watch and go, okay, what does that feel like? You know what I mean? I always felt like on that thing, when you do a whip and then it starts to come back the other way.
Yeah.
I'm always like, dude, I would get about 3/4 of the way around, and then I feel like my back end would just start sinking.
Yeah, there's like a level where you just got to like hold it and pause and stay there and then come around,
But he isn't just doing a whip like this. He is vertical, and then he's like upside down. So the gyro is totally different. You know what I mean? You're upside down. He is literally upside down at one point.
Yeah.
And then he kind of drops it in this way. And so I think instead of going like this, he goes like, you know what I mean? Completely upside down.
Yeah, just gets it like pancaked and arced out, and then just kind of pauses for a second and then just starts seeing the landing and then gravity and pull it right in. But like you said, you don't want that rear end to come around because that's going to be a heck of a swap.
They showed.
You'll be Chad swapping and yard selling.
Did you watch the broadcast? Did you see the show?
I didn't. No, I just catch pieces on the internet.
Well, it's on YouTube. They did they have clips of him practicing for this at different stages. I don't know when it is, but it shows that happening to him like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And he beaters.
Oh, really? Just rips the bars out of your hands.
Well, at one, it started coming around. He ditched the bike, and luckily he slid. He caught enough of the tail of the landing.
The tranny, yeah.
But some of them, he got spit off. Anyway, it's just sketchy.
Yeah, I mean, just to think, like, he went 92 feet, I believe. 94 feet. That is insane. Like, I thought I was, like, me and Renner were all cool going 47 feet, like, in step up in 12, but holy cow.
Yeah, but you guys are from a dead stop. It's different. It's different. Right? He has a little more running. Even if it's not a ton, it's more. And his ramp was bigger.
Yeah.
I think instead of 18, it was 30, I want to say. 18's like standard X Games.
I mean, I remember Doug Parsons, he was all about that. And he built a lip, I want to say, like in Banning or Cherry Valley, somewhere up there, out that way. And he's the first one, like kind of like that built the quarter pipe. And I remember being there for that, like on the first one. It was pretty wild, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting event.
Yeah.
So who were you you get in, you win this first one, like was it just still all you Nevada boys kind of riding together and working on tricks together? And
yeah, Dustin Miller.
What did that look like?
Dustin Miller had bought a house, and then, we had a foam pit and everything, and then I started flipping 45 feet, and then so I kind of think I was like the 13th to 15th dude to ever flip a dirt bike, and then like Justin Holman was helping me up in Oregon, and then we didn't have a foam pit. But then eventually we got a foam pit in our own compound at Miller's, so then we would all practice there, know, and like Adam Jones and like Derek Berlew, they kind of joined our Nevada crew. So we had there was 10 of us, like solid guys that could,
That's
do
crazy.
Pretty good in a contest. So
were you making good money once you learned to flip? Like I did a race in Portugal, maybe 03.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, it was a guy in San Diego named Diamond Dave.
Yeah. Dominguez. Yeah. He's awesome. I think he's doing like real estate.
I think he does.
He got pretty good at step up too. We battled like in New York and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, he was pretty good at step up.
Well, this was 03 was pretty early for the flip, and he came over and did a flip, and it wasn't even like a big one. It was
the 45 foot. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty small. But I think they paid him like $25,000.
Yeah. No, it was good. I got a little bit of that, Metzger's going over there to Europe and just getting bank, and like Bamberg, McNeil, and I, we had an agent, and they brought us over there, and I think we got like $23,000. I did the old hotel with a wad of cash and that, and throw it in the room. But then, flying home, my dad was with me. And so I give him like 10, 12 grand, and then I got like 10, 12 grand like on me too. And you're only supposed to have like 10 grand to go through customs. And I'm like, we like land in Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm
Do
like,
you have anything to declare? You're like standing on stacks of hundreds. Nope, I'm all set.
yeah, I got 10. So it was very cool to get a piece of that in Spain. We bounced. I think we're in Barcelona. Then we flew to like one other place. So Friday night we did that. So that's why we kind of like were able to like 10, 12 grand a night. But Metzger was getting like 50 or more. I don't remember, some crazy numbers back then.
Early on, they were paying.
Yeah, who else was doing it? Metzger and maybe, I don't know, Deegan was probably going over there. Deegan was going to like Australia, I think, on the Krusty tour doing it. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was kind of that kind of realm, and then, then the Europeans like caught on, and they stopped kind of needing the Americans to come over and do it. But yeah, I mean I'm so thankful that I caught like the sickest time of freestyle. Like I'm fortunate enough, that I was able to catch 24 years to ride freestyle motocross. Like, I think I'm more proud of that than the X Games medals to survive. Like I said, I held McNeil as he passed away, you see all of us get exploded femurs and just, like just the gnarly stuff just in freestyle landing flips upside down. You're landing flips upside down. Like, it just is rowdy, right? So, I'm just stoked and thankful that I got to do 24 years, and, you think back to some crashes, I'm like, shit. This should have probably happened sooner. And I had 2 crashes. I was going around the tree turn at Mammoth, and I accidentally got a good start in the 30-plus class. I did not mean to. Like, that was when I think LaPaglia and who got into
Rhino.
it. I was in that race, and I accidentally got a good start. And I'm going, like, side McGrath got the whole shot, and I'm, like, next to McGrath, I think. So I think I was able to follow him.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean to. I was on my '06 Honda. I think racing in 10 or 11, I raced Mammoth and going up the uphill, and me and this dude were side by side of McGrath. Like, dude, just my lip and my tooth were so numb, just up the uphill, just took a rock. Mm-hmm. And then first lap, I'm going down the downhill, and I don't charge it like the dudes, and my suspension is not where you want to charge it. I mean, it's moto suspension, but it ain't tuned like good. So I'm like, holy shit, I'm thinking Hughes, LaPaglia, and all these dudes are behind me. What's his name? He was a good tester for KTM. Number 111. Sleater. Dude, all these names are running through my head the whole, first lap. I go around the tree turn and, gun it to, come out, and my rear end just goes, what? And I just swap. And there's that, little picket fence on the left.
Yeah.
And the first lap, dudes are rolling, right? We're still all together. So, I'm crawling. I felt like my head, I landed on my coconut, and I had the Alpine Star neck brace on, and it saved me there. And, I felt an electric shock go down my spine.
Oh.
And I ended up fracturing, my right wrist, a little bone in there. But I'm crawling into oncoming bikes to get around the fence. But, yeah. So, I mean, you just think back to crashes, it could have happened so much sooner. I mean, you could probably file through so many, all of us can file through crashes that, so, I mean, it's, I feel bad for the kids that are, 16 and this is happening to. I was fortunate enough to put together a good career, have fun, live my dream. I feel bad for the kids that are, 16 and stuff. I'm talking to this kid, his last name is Adler. Totally brain on his first name, but I met, I feel bad for him, amateur kid coming up, and dude, I don't get it. These young kids are so happy, but I'm sitting here kind of bobbing and weaving in and out, but these kids are still super happy, and I don't know if it's a front on the deal or how they really are, but I've talked to him, and Adler, I saw him at the Springading and got to meet him and talk to him and stuff, and but yeah, I mean, how they're so positive, they're on the front side of it and it's happening, and so I feel bad for them, really. Yeah. I was able to put together a career, and I'm thankful for the whole moto industry and everybody that took care of me, and I was able to do it. So it's all good. I can free myself, but yeah. I'm just gutted I'm really just deeply gutted for the younger kids that you see this happening to,
Yeah,
their bikes are vicious,
I hate seeing it happen to anybody. It's just like I said, it's one of those things that it's always a possibility every time, and it doesn't have to be some big, gnarly crash. In fact, a lot of times it's not.
Yeah, this guy Aaron Hill that was coming to see me in Denver, and they have a moto redemption, so
Yeah.
you can like get back on the bike, or anybody that wants to an avenue if you're paralyzed and never rode a bike you can get on. But anyway, so he was coming to see me in the hospital and stuff, and I became friends with him in Denver, and he was done for the day. Someone said, "Hey, ride my KX250," tucks it in a corner. Just tucks the front end in a right-hand corner, paralyzed.
I know, man.
So that was always my saying. I said, I'm all, you can get killed walking down the street, so why not flip a dirt bike? That was always kind of like my attitude. So I said, fuck it, you know? So, like.
Well, Buyten's was a slow little,
I watched
second gear deal.
I was in the tunnel wrenching for Zeb Armstrong, if you remember him.
Yeah, I remember Zeb.
And, dude, I was watching it in the tunnel, and I watched it happen in the whoops, yeah.
Ernie's was.
And then watched him go right by in the. Yeah, I didn't see Ernie.
Ernie's was low speed out at the Honda track. Nothing gnarly. Jesse Nelson's was in a corner.
Yeah, like Robin, he just got like kind of a little bit bucked and then lawn darted into the ground. Mine was a high-speed, vicious one going up the uphill. Like my whole shot device stuck, and I didn't catch it as I was on the back of the bike and focused on beating the dude to the top of the hill.
Yeah. We'll get to, I want to hear the story, and I do got some questions on that. But first I want to kind of cover X Games. You did what? 12 years? 13 years?
13 years, yeah.
Which of those kind of stands out for you? I mean, the first one had to be,
like I said,
a little surreal.
I think just the first one, I'm like, Pastrana showed up. Everybody rode step up, and I won. Like in Tommy Clowers, I look up to him, and I feel bad, like he was on a 5-run winning streak, and I stopped him. He won every step up, and then who's this Yahoo Matt Buyten in 32-to-1 gear, like baggy shorts and no sponsors, and so like I said, I had 32-to-1, and that one, and rolling into the Staples Center the next day was just so sick, dude. And then I went out and got awesome with like my best friend, and then like, hey, Matt, like everybody crashed out. Can you ride Big Arrow? I'm like, hey, like I kind of got a little too awesome last night. Like probably shouldn't. Can you just do 2 jumps for X amount? Pff, yeah. You'd go out and do like a stripper and like a no-handed whip and made a few more grand. I'm all, dude, it was like the sickest weekend, So and it was just fun, the vibe in the Staples Center, and
that's actually probably the perfect scenario. Like, okay, I don't have to win. There's no pressure to try to. I'm gonna just do a couple of fun tricks.
Yeah.
And then collect a little cash and keep drinking.
Yeah, me and my best friend, we were as a Figueroa. We ended up like out on the outside stairs that zigzag up the building with these skater chicks, partying. Just met them and up on the roof, like drinking wine, like just having a good time. Hey, can you jump? I'm like, shit, yeah. Sure.
That's funny.
I know, dude. I just, freestyle was pretty wild back then, So, that's probably like my favorite, just kind of coming, being an extreme underdog and kind of just coming into it, And then, Thor and Parts and Limit gave me a really good deal, and MTX Audio. And then, it kind of took off there for me. So, and then just, you get hurt, come back, get hurt, come back, get hurt, come back, get hurt, come back, and then get paralyzed.
Well.
So. Like when enough's enough, but we got to ride, trying to ride at 80%. I don't think we know how, but if anybody out there, try to ride at 80%. Make sure you load your bike up and go back to your family. It's so much more important than pushing it, trying to beat the guy, and dealing with this. This is terrible.
Well, unfortunately, like you said, it could happen in a turn, but to me, it's like you got to check your ego at the door when you roll into the track. There's times now where there's a jump and I'm like, I know I could do it. Like, my timing's a little off, or
you haven't been riding that much.
I'm just like, I don't have to. Why?
Yeah.
Why do I need to do it? I don't need to do it. So just swallow your pride and don't jump it.
Yeah.
And
it's okay. It's a lot better to go home safely, but, on the other hand, man, I'm a kind of like I'll shoot you straight, I knew the risk of riding the way I did, man up and take it, So like I just kind of, I got nobody wants this. I don't want it. It's freaking terrible. I absolutely hate it every day, but man up, you know, like buck up. Like
there was something, I mean, at least when I was younger, like I said, I'm really trying to put a rev limiter on myself now. But when you would go out to Beaumont or Recce when I was younger, and I know you guys have done, this is your whole world, but like you see something like, I bet we could jump this. You know, do a little shoveling, roll it a bunch of times. And it's like, who's going to try it first? Who's going to, you know, that is such a cool feeling.
It's so
and then when
much
you finally
fun.
hit it,
I miss that. You kind of get that like stale feeling, that like that arc and just like that flow, you know, where you know Raha has that, like, you know, it's just, there's just something about like a little hip and a little lean, and it's just something about it, you know. And it just feels amazing, you know. Like I tell my dad, man, I'm like, you know, I'll be sitting there with him and I'm just like, man, I just love to fly on my bike, man. Like, so it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. I just, you know, I'm accepting it all, and it's just part of the healing process. June 23rd here will be 2 years. So it's just, you know, they say it takes 1 to 3 years to kind of come around. So, you know, I'm a month away from the 2-year mark. So, you know, I mean, thank God I got good people and like, so much good support, you know, and it's, you know, I'm just thankful for everyone. I can't say all the names, but Road to Recovery's been amazing for me, and that whole clique, you know. So
did they get you the little
one wheel?
Yeah.
I'm going in on Tuesday for a tune-up. Like, hear that clank?
Oh yeah.
So I jump it, and I jump planters and stuff. So like I still am who I am. So, like, I tell Mike, like, I'm on my second set of wheelie bars because I flip backwards. Like, I need a full tune-up. Like, my tires look like the back of my head, a little bald.
A little bald,
and
all
then
right.
I got a clank.
What's the clank?
I got a bushing out. I was jumping this planter at the Chili Bowl this year in January. And, you know, might have had a little fun before and some influence. So, like, I'm like Dennis the Menace. Like, I have a really big problem. Like, if I, like, see a jump, I got to jump it. Like, if I see something or something goes through my mind, I'm not good at shooing it away. I got to do it.
Oh, boy.
And so, like, it's not – so, like, I have to, like, remember that I'm paralyzed. And then I'm like, fuck it. I can't feel it. Let's go. That's the one good thing about getting paralyzed. You can't feel any of your old injuries. It's awesome. From my nipples down – it's amazing.
Well, maybe one day. Yeah, I've got to get enough aches and pains over here.
I would probably take on the aches and pains. You don't want those.
Just live with them.
Yeah.
All right. So throughout all those X Games, was there one that was disappointing? Was there one that, like, you go, man, that was mine?
When it went to I mean, you know, like losing against like MC and losing, like, my dad always told me we put pants on the same way. Like, when I was battling MC, like, my shoulder came out once in practice, twice in the show. Like, I gave it my all, and I don't give a who it is. My dad said we all put pants on the same way, go out there and kick their ass, is what my dad told me. And then he said, oh, yeah, good luck and have fun.
Yeah.
That was my dad's motto.
Once Jeremy gets his pants on, he wins Supercross titles left and right.
Yeah. I know. I was like, oh, man, it's Jeremy McGrath. Look how cool his bike is. Oh, shit, my shoulder's out. Oh, shit, I got to jump. Oh, cool, Jeremy McGrath. And I was like, I was a mess. I was a hot mess. Like, I slept so good that night. I did not go out and party. I was just so fatigued. Shoulder coming out 3 times in the fight. So, I mean, that was a good one.
So he won that one?
Yeah, McGrath ended up winning in 04 when my shoulder came out. So I won in 03, and then he won in 04. Clowers won in 05 in the tennis court, and then I won in 06 in the Home Depot Center.
Okay.
And then I think maybe Renner won in 07, and that's when, like, Carmichael came in, McGrath was dipping out. And then 08, I was hurt. I didn't ride 08. I announced. And, yeah, Carmichael, I think, won that one in 08. I don't know. Maybe Renner won 09, and then I won 10 and 11. 12, Renner won, but we went to 47 feet, and I cleared 46.6 and hit out on 47. I guess, like, the higher execs, Paul Tabley told me, like, they were they're radioing down, stop this. Like, they're going way too high. Like, stop this. Like, give them both golds, split first and second. Like, stop this. And then Renner won. I'm like, damn it. So just dodging bullets there. But then I was pretty pissed when I went to Texas. I couldn't get my 08 Honda to run. And, you know, then it was pretty much, yeah, you need a fuel-injected bike, idiot. You know, McGrath made commented like saying that like you need probably an injected bike, but then I was still like doing good in LA. We had a jetted money for out there, you know. Lane, that he's like manager at Big Valley Honda up in Reno.
Okay.
Like he really tuned it in and had a super aggressive Henson clutch in there, and you know, I had a Pro Circuit pipe, and then I went to Bill's. So Bill made me just a pipe just for that bike, and so we had it running good on the West Coast, and I just shit the bed pretty much once we went east.
You get humidity and
yeah, you bring in all that, yeah, the you know, the summer heat. So yeah, that was kind of pretty disappointing. I didn't like it. I was last or second to last at all three in Austin. Like, was not happy. It was cool to ride in front of the Capitol building, but yeah, I mean, to go out like and get, you know, second to last or something, I think Axel like had a shoulder. Axel Hodges was just coming in. He had some shoulder issues, so I think I beat him. But, you know, so I mean, yeah, it was you know, those were my disappointing ones. Texas.
What about, you know, the Big Air or Freestyle? What was your best finish in those? Did you win any golds in those?
No, I got 10th the 2 times I got to run the Freestyle, and I was like you know, a backup rider a couple times, but no, didn't do those. And then I was having my shoulder issues, and I was pretty wild, and I kind of you know, I think I was kind of partying too hard, and I really apply myself, which that's the 2 things I regret, is kind of pissing away so much money. But hell, you had a good time, so that's whatever. But I know who I am and know what I've done, and like I know what I'm capable of, but I didn't really fully apply myself, so I kind of regret that, and I know that. So I kind of, you know, I got that in the back of my mind. I mean, I still had a great run and everything, but I also like said live to write another demo and show, like, you know, you don't got to be the hero. You don't got to win the freaking demo.
Yeah.
Like if you do a hill clicker flip and a stripper flip, the average person doesn't know. They want to see the bike go off the ramp. They want to see an arm and a leg come off, and they want to see a flip. And if you do like a hill clicker flip, it was like pretty much, you know, I just kind of settled in like that, and just that was my motto, live to write another demo. But, you know, so yeah, I mean, I didn't get to do better, but you know, there's always someone better out there. You know, there was a lot of good guys, and then all the Australians were rolling in. You know, Jackson Strong and Cheney, and
why is it that we don't really have any American guys anymore that feel like they're at the front of that? Pinnacle. It's all Australians. Why?
I don't know. Maybe they were dropped and kicked at birth or something. You know, who knows? They're crazy and they're badass dudes. They can shred.
For sure.
I'm like, I don't understand what it is. It's you know, it's just the I think it's just the tone that all, you know, Robbie Madison and all the guys set. And you know, they're proud Australians, which is awesome, and they hammer down, you know, and then, you know, they see so and so this good, so they got to ride that hard to get that good, and then maybe they could even a little bit better. Like I don't know what it is. I haven't even talked to those guys about that, but if I had to assume, those dudes are bad dudes down there, no doubt. So.
Well, let's take a quick break here, and then we'll kind of jump into the back half of this. Lots still to talk about, guys. Stick around. We'll be back with Matt Buyten here. This is your Troila Designs Timeout. Stick around.
Dedication to progression to the future of the sport.
Pro Circuit. Pro Circuit products are designed with one goal in mind: winning. Through passion and hard work, Pro Circuit has operated the most successful 250 team in the history of the sport. They use that same formula when developing exhaust, engine, and suspension parts for every brand. When only the highest level of performance is acceptable, trust Pro Circuit.
At Seat Concepts, our handcrafted seats are made in America. Visit us online or call today. Seat Concepts. Ride the world with us.
Something from nothing. That's what Nihilo Concepts is about. It starts with a spark, an idea, a concept, which leads to a design, and finishes with engineered excellence with the highest quality products created with durability in mind. All our products are made in the USA at our state-of-the-art facility in Stuart, Florida. Whether you are a weekend warrior, ride for fun, or at the highest level of competition, Nihilo Concepts offers innovative titanium, aluminum, and carbon fiber parts for your dirt bike. We offer a wide variety of products that you can customize to your liking. Browse our site for foot pegs, brake tips, engine components, specialty tools, frame grip tape, lever grips, carbon fiber components, motor stands, our secondary on-switch, plus much more. Head to NihiloConcepts.com and see for yourself why factory teams like Red Bull KTM, Rockstar Husqvarna, Troy Lee Designs Gas, Orange Brigade, Club MX, KLM Gas, and some of the fastest riders in the world choose Nihilo Concepts.
The inspiration for Element, interestingly, was from working with my coaches. I sat down with those guys. I'm like, hey, here's what I'm doing. What should I do? And they looked at everything and they were like, you need more electrolytes, specifically sodium. And like most people do when they have a coach, I ignored what their advice was. You're kind of like, well, I salt my food, I'm probably good. And it took me at least a year to finally listen to these guys and do what they asked me to do. And it was just a switch flip. It was just so obvious that this was the critical missing piece to the story. And it's ironic that this salt piece was like the linchpin, the keystone to making all the rest of that work.
Arc levers are the most durable and reliable on the market. They have the most premier class championships of any aftermarket lever. Arc is the only ratio-adjustable folding lever on the planet, and their patented design is precision machined in-house right here in the USA. The occasional tip over on the bike is inevitable. Broken levers? Those are optional. Visit arclevers.com today. Toyota has become synonymous with reliability, and for good reason. Toyota vehicles are consistently rated #1 by Consumer Reports and in customer satisfaction. Partner that with a dealership that wholeheartedly supports the motocross community, and it's crystal clear where you should buy your next car or truck, Toyota of Redlands. As a major partner of the BarX Yamaha racing team, as well as personal sponsor of many factory racers and a premier partner of the Whiskey Throttle Show, Toyota of Redlands is heavily invested in moto. Check out all the new and used Tundras, Tacomas, and other vehicles at Toyota of Redlands today. Reliability, performance, and customer service. Get it all at Toyota of Redlands. Need to replace something on your bike that's worn out? Look no further than ProX. These guys aim to make everything OEM quality or better at an affordable price. And they've also got some new products coming. So right now, chains, sprockets, anything inside the engine internally, if it wears out, ProX makes it, and they make it at a quality level that's OEM or better.
The Specialized Science Club introduces the Levo 4, an electric mountain bike so advanced it borders on sorcery. Together, you and the Levo 4 become a harmonious hybrid of organic and synthetic. It's a rider-enhancing machine that transforms you into a cycling cyborg. 720 watts of power and 111 Newton meters of torque, amplifying your mortal muscles, allowing you to bend space and time to your will. All channeled through futuristic suspension, with honed geometry, granting super control while traversing extreme terrain at hyper speed. With supernatural power delivery, you'll have super traction to conquer climbs where others spin out. And you'll tire, if at all, before the bike does, thanks to the Levo 4's super range.
Every good podcast show has got to have an underwear sponsor, right? Well, we went right to the top, Ethica. These guys make the best underwear. If you haven't tried a pair, you don't know what you're missing. Your life hasn't even started yet. So try a pair of Ethicas on. Go to Ethica.com. Use our code Whiskey20. Get you 20% off. And give all of your nether regions a break, man. It's vacation time for the boys. These things are comfortable. You're riding, your butt's not going to get all chafed. These things are awesome. And guess what? They don't just make underwear, no. Tees, hats, beanies, sweatshirts, shorts for kids, ladies, toddlers, old people, everybody, you name it. They make them. You know what else they make? Moto gloves. I didn't even know that. I just found it out. So get over to Ethica.com. Check them out. These guys are awesome. Whiskey20. Use our code. Don't cheat me now. Get 20% off and put your buns in the best undies around. Ethica.com. The Whiskey Throttle Show is a proud partner of Factory Effects, a leader in the power sports industry for over 30 years. Factory Effects specializes in officially licensed products with everything you need to upgrade your bike, including graphics, seat covers, and accessories. They also offer the largest line of officially licensed OEM casual wear for Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, and Suzuki, so you can rep your brand on and off the bike. In the garage or at the track, Factory Effects has you covered with a full line of OEM garage and track gear from bike stands and tie-downs to bike mats. Factory Effects is truly made for the ride. And right now you can save 25% off your order by using the discount code WT26 at FactoryEffects.com. Nano Extreme is a proud partner of the Whiskey Throttle Show, and we're glad to have them. This product has changed the way folks are dealing with pain, whether it's chronic or acute, and doing it in a completely natural way. When pain strikes, whether it's from sore muscles, stiff joints, or arthritis, finding fast and effective relief is a top priority. That's where Nano Extreme comes in. Capsaicin, derived from chili peppers, is a natural compound known for its ability to block pain signals and provide long-lasting comfort. Whether you're suffering from arthritis, joint pain, or muscle pain, capsaicin cream works by desensitizing pain receptors in the affected area, giving you targeted relief where you need it most. Consistent application can lead to better joint function, less muscle soreness, and improve overall comfort in your arthritis, making it a must-have for anyone dealing with chronic pain. So stop living in pain or taking regular NSAIDs and other anti-inflammatories that aren't good for you. Get Nano Extreme and stop the pain. The Whiskey Throttle Show is proud to partner with El Jefe Energy. Whether we're throwing a leg over a bike to go riding or covering Supercross races and nationals, El Jefe keeps us firing. Early mornings at the track, long motos, or late nights wrenching in the garage, El Jefe brings the goods and 200 milligrams of caffeine to the party. Visit eljefe.com to check out all the flavors they have available, or go to your local convenience store and pick up a can. El Jefe Energy is fuel for the fearless. That was your Troy Lee Designs timeout, guys. Check out everything those guys are doing. All of the spring and summer line is out. It's rad. All of their gear. They've got multiple lines. It's all amazing, super comfortable. And SC5 helmet is incredible. They've got a new mountain bike helmet out if you haven't seen that. All kinds of things. Get over to TroyLeeDesigns.com and check it out. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the free ride stuff because I feel like that's kind of an expanding, and some of that was around. Like Renner used to do that free ride tour.
Yeah, I mean, like,
did you ever go on that with him?
Yeah, I did the Great Ride Open with him and
Great
stuff, and yes, I did that for some years, and then that was super fun. You know, like it kind of like turned into like skaters and BMXers, you know, like they street ride and stuff. And then I want to say I was talking to Twitch or something about it one time, and we were like saying like, why can't you get paid like to do to just go on free ride, you know? And so I mean, like, so
and here we are.
It's so rad for like Axel Hodges and those guys, you know. I mean, and then it just opens up another door.
Yeah.
And so I think it, like, you know, I'm all for it, and I think it's sick, you know. I mean, dudes get paid to ride a half pipe or, you know, a street course, you know, or just, and then, so it's cool that they can go out and, you know, get on a roof and go send it and do something cool, you know. Remember, like, Tiger Lacey, his, like, son, Lynx, is, like, doing stuff, like, jumping off roofs and stuff.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I think it's, like, 221 Lynx, because that was Tiger's number, so... Yeah, I mean, it's just cool. Like, for the younger kids, it just gives a cool another avenue. You know, I think the free riding's awesome, and you know, I mean, I was in it when I was in it, so it's all good, you know. I mean,
yeah. I mean, the freestyle thing is cool. It's gotten to a place where it's so crazy. Sometimes I'm scared to even watch what they're going to do.
Right.
And all the little disciplines are neat, but free riding to me is something where every moto guy can relate.
Yeah.
We've all, like, even if it's just outside of the window of a car and you're going by and you go, ooh, look at this golf course. Man, I could double that right there,
Yeah.
If you have a place to go do that, which a lot, especially on the East Coast, there's not a lot of it, but out here, there is some of that still. And man, there's nothing better. Like we talked about that feeling of going and finding something and going, look at this. If we made this run in and we cleaned this up and I put a little lip here, and you landed over there. I mean, that's just like,
it's just part of it. It's who we are. And I think that's what's good for racers, to break away like on an off weekend and go do that, like Billy Lanovich out in the hills, like is just nasty, right? Yeah. So, and then they come back and it's just a refresher and takes them out of their everyday grind of training and supercross track or outdoors, and then you go back to race and then you're refreshed, right?
Yeah.
So like I always notice that, like when we'd go to like Caneville, Utah and spend like 3 days there, and that's the best place on earth to ever ride.
I've never been there.
It's so sick, dude. Like I don't care.
Carson said the same thing. It's his favorite place.
It's the sickest place.
Really?
Yeah, it's heaven. It's heaven on earth, man. Pack up the boys, go camping, and you could just do like little hips. You don't got to go do nothing.
Okay, that was what I was gonna say. Is there like old man area?
There is. I mean, anybody can ride it. Dude, you can just, like you said, like, oh, look at this little hip. We just ride around a ridge over ridge over ridge, and then ride it each way and every freaking way, and try to see if we can find an angle to do that. You know, and it's I think it's important to be a well-balanced rider. That was always my vision, being from Nevada. I could shred through the desert. I could go around the track, maybe intermediate, local pro kind of speed. And, I could flip a dirt bike. Like, I just wanted to be a well-rounded rider. Like, that was my vision, is to, do freestyle tricks in the back of the bike, the middle of the bike, and the front of the bike. And then if you flip them, back of the bike, middle of the bike, in front of the bike, flip tricks, right? So, that to me, that was like that was my vision, and to be like the best rider. But then it breaks it up, like instead of just going off a ramp, like go to Caneville, go ride a track, go rip through the desert, and go shred through some snow. Like you got to break up what is the monotony of it, and I think it's super important, and it's amazing, the refreshingness. I mean, there's going to be so many people, if they listen to this, like they understand, what I'm saying. Like I don't got to explain it anymore.
I think a lot of people, you get just caught up in, I got to do laps, or I'm just going to do a couple motos. It's like, also just remember why you started riding.
Right.
It wasn't to do motos.
Yeah.
It was because riding your motorcycle is like such a cool, free experience, right?
There is nothing better. Like, it's so sick. Like, I love riding.
So yeah, it gets you back to that. Tell me about your monster truck endeavor. Deegan got you into the Metal Militia truck in 2017, you said, right?
Yeah.
What the hell is that like? Do you drive them standing up? Someone told me that.
No, that's a myth.
That's a myth? Okay.
Yeah, that's all crap in it. And I want to say someone did do handlebars, but I've never seen it. And so doing Nuclear Cowboys, I don't know if you remember that freestyle motocross tour.
Mickey Diamond was involved with that, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was our head dude. Mickey Diamond's so rad. I love that.
He's
dude.
the best.
And so being with Feld and at the Feld Entertainment in Florida, I kind of, hey, what's going on with the monster trucks? Because freestyle careers, nearing its end, and you got to start like kind of what you're gonna do next. And I thought it'd be cool to follow Bradshaw's footsteps and do monster trucks, of course, So I kind of started poking at them during the Nuclear Cowboys, and they brought me in to Tom Ment's place in Paxton, Illinois, where they have a training facility, the university there, and the Monster Jam University. And I gotta drive them there, and then.
So just for people that may not know this, Feld bought all of Monster Jam, all the trucks. They own everything.
Yeah, Ringling Brothers, Disney on Ice, Live Nation.
But as far as monster trucks, it's like they own all the trucks. It's their own deal.
I heard it was some like legal deal. So they bring in 8 of their trucks. Like say at Anaheim, they're gonna bring in 8 of their trucks, 6 or 8. And then they got the other half of the pack will be privateers, pretty much.
Yeah, like maybe Grave Digger. Some of the bigger ones didn't sell to them, right? Is that, if I understood it right?
No, they'll bring Grave Digger, and then they'll like say like the Lucas Oil truck or the Metal Militia truck, and then they bring they own those trucks. Yeah, we would bring 6 trucks on our tour that were Felds, and the Metal Militia truck was one of them. Deegan had to deal with them, but then. then there's like privateer guys, like just independents.
Independents,
They call
okay.
them independents. So independent monster truck guys that would come in. I think it was like I heard it was some like legal deal why they had to bring in independents to kind of so they didn't just fully own everything. But yeah, I mean, it was so much fun. I mean, I got to do the world finals. I got to flip the truck, and
You did?
yeah, I was saying some choice words. I was like, "Mother of a God, oh shit, Mother of God," and then the shipping container was there, and I just hammered it. Yeah, and I stuck it perfect first try. I was like. And it just knocked the wind out of me because it stuffed the rear tires in. I was like, like I'm trying to get my breath, and I'm just, I get the truck flipped around, and I'm, and just send it back.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
then I ended up like rolling it because I was so pumped. I was just thinking about the flip, not paying attention. And it doesn't take much to kind of, I was turning to the right, and I got to the far side of, what's the dang stadium in Vegas?
Sam Boyd.
And then, yeah, like I jumped it, and I was like, I jumped towards the Jumbotron, and I'm like level with like the top of it. Like, I'm like,
Yeah, you guys, they jump them high.
yeah, and I didn't even go as big as they go, and I'm like, holy shit, and it's rowdy. It just knocked the wind out of you. But then, like, after I did that, it like hit this like next like dirt ridge, and it like went like that, and then just sat down. I was gonna go back one more time and then come back and flip, but it just like stars aligned, and I'm all, here it is, and I'm all, Mother of God, oh shit, Mother of God, yeah, and just matted it, and yeah, it knocked the wind out of me. But it was so much fun, like, and it is rowdy, like it's aggressive.
So
no
when you
doubt.
just jump, like they'll just send it and land flat. Is that rattle your?
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Like Leo Donald, I don't know if you caught the VP Fuels truck that did like a front flip. He told me like, and Charlie Pauken, he drove Gravedigger on the tour, but they kind of like took me under their wing and mentored me. But you want to hit everything just a touch crooked. If you hit that shit straight and land flat, like, man, it's just like an ass check. Like you probably, and jumped in the foam pit, have you?
Not on a dirt bike.
Yeah, so like
Bicycle.
when you flip and you go like into the foam pit, and if your dirt bike gets like a little bit like kind of peels away from you, it goes into the foam and then retracts back. And dude, like I had my like lower back like pop one time, and I'm like, and I just start trying to move my legs and stuff, and I'm like, oh. So you get like a really big ass check if you do jump it flat. So you want to try to just go a little crooked off the jump, and like kind of land like rear wheel, and it just spiders in, and then that's a lot smoother.
Jeez,
even though it's like kind of weird as it feels, but then it's also better for the show. So yeah, you don't want to like land back wheels and slap the front because that hurts, or front to back, or land it flat. You do not want to do that. So you want to go a little crooked one way or the other. I mean,
That's counterintuitive, man. I would think you'd want to land straight, but like maybe back wheels just a little first. But you're saying no.
Yeah, you think like with the big tires, the suspension, but man, those ones hurt if you do that.
It's a lot of weight coming down.
Yeah,
but pretty fun, huh?
It's so much fun.
How many did you do?
I got to do 7 events, and then my 7th event ever was the Vegas World Finals, and then Jamie Dawson came up to me, and he's kind of one of the higher ups that for Monster Jam, and he's like, "You got the green light to flip," and I was like, kid in a candy store, and so like I'm like, oh. Like, I'm going to send it, but then I rolled it like halfway through my run. I'm like, and then you're done.
Oh, you're done when you
flip. Once you roll over, they tow you out, or if you need to be towed out, or flip you back over and you got to drive out. So I want to, you want to keep going. It's just, you got a picture of Sam Boyd just full of people. Monster Jam fans are awesome, and just, it's a full stadium, and just, like I didn't, get a race or anything. So it kind of feels like the void. Like I got to do Sam Boyd, like, in a monster truck. It's still kind of cool for me.
It's totally cool.
Like, monster trucks were awesome. It's everything you think of as a kid, but it is rowdy. Like, and like my first vehicle I ran over was a red Chevy truck in Paxton. Man, I'm gonna run this thing over, wham, and like the front of the chassis like hit the truck, and it like stunned me, and then you like pause and just mat that thing and go over the truck, and it's like,
it's not all buttery and smooth like
you think. It's rowdy, and you got to give that like the dudes that are like sending it still like year after year after year. I'm like,
Are you on an air seat at least?
no, because you don't want it. You would get like a double
You know,
bounce.
bottom,
I
yeah.
did ask about that, and because I'm broke up dirt biker, so you know, a little sore. So you know, let's try to make it a little smoother ride, right? So, but no, you want to bounce with the chassis, or else you would get like a double bounce. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it was fun. I got to do it. So I mean,
Yeah, what a cool experience.
yeah, between the X Games and the whole freestyle career, and you know, driving monster trucks, you know, it's okay. I got to live a really good life. So
All right, so let's get into your crash. You were qualifying for Loretta's at Thunder Valley,
yeah,
and your front whole shot device stuck.
right.
So when someone told me this, and they said it's kind of on that first uphill, you know, that series of jumps or whatever, did you know it was stuck?
No, I was
'Cause I feel like you'd.
Emig was like 3 gates over to the right. Yeah, I know. I'm like, dude, how did I not notice that? But so I think it's just because I was on the back of the bike going up the uphill, and like, it's just I caught it like, it's like the 2 little step ups. But anyway, so Emig was here 3 gates, and Andrew Short was here 3 gates. Isaiah Johnson was like on the left side. We were all the way to the right on the inside, and then I forgot the gentleman's name on a KTM. He was like in the middle, and he beat me the first 2 motos. I just needed 7th. I got 5th and 5th, and I was putting my helmet on, and I'm like, because I had to go drive, do an all-nighter, and get back to my job. You know, I was training to be a service advisor at.
You're in Texas
Yeah.
now, right? You're in Texas.
Yeah, I was training to be a service advisor at an auto collision spot, so like I had to be back to work on Monday, you know. So, but anyway, so I'm like, just you know, you can just get 5th, just don't do anything, you know, just get 5th, you know, and you'll be in. Like, and I'm all like, even if you get 7th, you're in. Like, it's all good. They took 7, and then, but no, your inner competitor kicks in. And the dude on the KTM, we were kind of going back and forth, but he beat me the first 2 motos. Nobody likes that, right? So, anyways, Andrew, those guys, Emig and Short, jumped me out of the gate. I go all the way to right, get out of the roost, and we kind of have like a little pause. So, like nothing like aggressive to unlock the whole shot device. And I think they were watering the track, and we were like on the back side of the wall, and like I was like 5th, you know, so just my right fork guard, like the sun was like right there, just, you know, baking on the fork guard. This is what I came up with, you know, and the works connection, whole shot device, you know, works perfect. You know, it snaps good. It wasn't that. I think I used an older fork guard because I was too lazy to put the new one on, so I used my old one. And, but, so anyways, and Cole Shondock, he's a local Denver pro. He locked it first try, you know. Everything's fine. You know, we didn't have to do it a few times. It locked right away. Not even a problem. It was good. So then go off the gate, and then, yeah, Isaiah Johnson sweeps around the top. Short comes out first, and then it's like Emig, and then going, like where you turn and go up the 2 little step-up doubles. It's like Emig on the right outside, and then Isaiah Johnson, and then me on the outside behind Emig, and then the gentleman on the KTM. And so, like, of course, I come out right next to him. You know how it goes. Like when it's so weird how racing works. Like you just can't get away from this guy. Like you two just, no matter what, you just end up together. Yeah. It's weird. But anyways, going over the double, so I start like scrubbing, and my inner competitor just kicked in. So I did a 52 rear for the elevation, and I wanted to run 2nd, 3rd, and 4th instead of 1st, 2nd, 3rd. So. Yeah, like I grabbed like 4th gear and grabbed a handful. So I went over the 2 like step ups, and there's like a crest, and I was on the outside, and it kind of turns left and goes up to the very top, like when they start like going back down. And I was on the outside, and there was like a little bank, and I just went to commit on that, but I didn't realize how many ruts were there. And like right before the crest, I like clicked 4th, grabbed a handful, and I think I realized the front end was down. And then right when I needed the front suspension, you know, it just, I guess Shane Schaefer's brother, Andrew Hudson Short, talked to one of the track crew guys, and I guess I did like 2 front flips. I land, and I just see like my visor break and like a scoop of dirt. Like I didn't get knocked out. And I'm like laughing at myself. I'm like, oh man, I got to ride this moto like a goon. But I'm like, okay, I'm up for the challenge. Like, let's go. Didn't feel a lick. Go to get up, and like if like the track is like, you know, this is the track, and then this is like the side, and then the water truck road, you know, kind of going on the very right all the way up to the hill along like the wired fence. And yeah, I was like laying down on the side. My head was down here. My legs were like crossed. Like my right leg was a little bit like over like that. And I'm like trying to get up. And I'm like, oh, did I break both of my femurs? Feeling them. And I'm like, no. I'm like trying to get up. And I'm like, oh, I'm paralyzed. I just laid back down. I'm like, oh, that's it. And
You just knew right away.
Yeah, I just like knew, and I was like trying to do stuff and move, and had a burning sensation in both armpits. I not just broke, I grenaded the 3 ribs on each side, and shot the vertebrae into my spinal cord. So like, the doctor said that was the biggest explosion of a vertebrae he's ever seen, and that's a Denver doctor that deals with ski accidents, UTV accidents, and car accidents. So like. I'm like, that's not the number 1 plate you want. So yeah, it's stupid. So if you look, it took 3 grown men to try to get it unlocked. They were trying to ride my bike down the hill, and then it took 3 grown men to get it like unlocked, and it just had moved like a 1/4 inch and wedged itself. So yeah, I mean, like, you know, mixed feelings on the whole shot device. You know, I think it's taken the skill out of it all, you know, because you can, even though I'm welding up the starting grates right now, like I'm a firm believer, you know, the concrete starts and the dirt starts, you know, it takes skill, and you got to ride the bike, and then the whole shot device, you know, I mean, that's a whole nother subject, but.
Yeah, I hate them. I wish, you know.
It kind of takes the skill away from the best starter, you know, because everybody can lock the front down, keep their chin above the bars halfway down the starting straight, you know, and then. It's just, out of that, it's just a matter of milliseconds on who reacts quicker when the gate drops, you know?
Yeah, and everybody's going faster. Everyone's tighter together. There'd be more spacing, which would be safer.
Right.
I'm not a fan, but.
Yeah, so it unfortunately happened to me.
So what was, I mean, when you were laying there and you're like, you realized, what was going through your head? I mean.
I just took a big, deep breath, and I was just thankful for the amazing career that I had, and I just knew that it was over, and just after you get hurt a lot, you know, I don't go into shock anymore, like, and I just like, you know, I just know to stay calm. Like, it's scary. Like I had my ribs were burning. I had a mouthful of blood, and I thought that I punctured a lung. I'm panicking because my head's lower, and, you know, 30, 45 minutes or so, your lungs fill up with blood, you're dead. So I'm panicking. I'm trying to get these people to get me rotated at least down.
But you got to be careful about moving you too.
And no one would move me. No one would even listen to me. So I just, like, I just freed myself. I'm just like, it's done. And I listened to them red flag the race, and just, you know, just two dudes asked, like, hey, you know, like, you want us to call someone? Fired out my dad's number and my wife's number, and what do you want us to tell them? Tell them fucking paralyzed. They're like, really? Well, tell them I'm paralyzed. Like, I'm just like, again, I'm just straight up, you know, like, what do you want me to do? They're gonna find out. Like, so yeah, then, you know, everyone just kind of flew in, and, you know, my people, and I just had an ample amount of support. And it's.
How long were you in Denver?
Was it like 2 months? 2 months. Yeah, I got home. I got paralyzed. Yeah, June 23rd, and then I went home August 14th. So, yeah, I mean, it's yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? You know, like I say, you got to man up and face it. Knew the risk of riding, so the way I did, and that bumper sticker shit happens. You know, what are you gonna do about it? You know, and it's cool. Like David Bailey and Road to Recovery, like some of my idols reach out. You know, I mean, Levi Kitchen messaged me, Seth Haymaker, Jason Anderson, and, you know, Pastrana's checking on me, messaging me, like, you know, I had some of my idols, like, checking on me and stuff, you know, and it's like, you know, we all know the risk, and it's just really cool. It's a small world, big world, but we all know the risk, and we all have each other's back, you know, and I just kind of, you know, in my next journey, I think I just kind of, like, want to bring, like, kind of maybe, I thought about doing, like, mental coaching just to try to be, you know, tell my story, you know, and, like, kind of, you know, you just to try to be headstrong, and, you know, you got to, what you can do, because everyone fights battles, you know, like privateers, like wanting to, you know, I'm friends with Scott Champion and Devin Raper out in, you know, Texas and stuff, and Cody Gilmore, and, you know, just like talking to those guys a lot, you know, it's just, you know, I think I just recently saw a podcast about someone doing like life after riding and stuff. So I kind of like thought about digging into that to see if I can like maybe start something to help riders, you know, like,
well, that's
whether it is an injury thing or you're struggling to retire, right?
yeah.
So
We just did a podcast with Rhino, and David Bailey called in, and we were talking about life after racing.
yeah,
And just whether you just have to retire because you're not getting a ride anymore, or you just decided it's time, or you just were a weekend warrior guy and you're like, you know what, the kids have soccer. I don't have the money for this. I need to pay attention to my family and focus on this.
can't have a broken leg and I got to go to work.
There's a million reasons why.
Right.
But the end result's the same. Is it's like there's a part of you that dies.
Yeah.
And David goes, you know, he goes, in a way, he goes, not that I'm wishing not that I love the way it happened or whatever. He goes, but in a way for me, it was easier because it was like
Done.
the decision was made for me.
Right.
So
I always knew I'd keep riding. I'm going to need something to stop. Like I tried to retire and it just wasn't good. You know, I was drinking, sitting alone in my garage, and it's just not a way to be, you know. And the wife's like, what are you doing? Like, you know, and like, so, and I've talked to multiple other riders and they do the same shit, you know, and it's, so I like, there's nothing out there for life after riding, really. And I think we need to, you know, we have each other's back. We know the risk. And yeah, like you said, whatever avenue that pulled you out of riding, maybe, you know, like, you know, because it's so much of us. It's our heart. It's our soul. Like, you know, and kudos to you. You know, you're a firefighter. You've done this show. You're doing super good, you know. So, I mean, high five for you, man. Like, it's tough.
But here I am. I still love it.
Yeah.
It's not like
You're
I just
a fan of the sport.
right. It's not like I just walked away.
Right.
Right. And some people,
like Greg Schnell just fully like.
yeah, but I'm in a position where I get media bikes, so I get bikes for free, right? Like to use. And if I was just off doing another job and moto was gone,
Yeah.
would I go spend 10 grand on a new bike and buy all the gear and the oils and buy the new tires? Like, probably not.
Yeah.
You know, probably not. I've got to take care of other things with my family. I can't.
Right.
It's a lot of money to spend.
Yeah.
As a guy who's trying to take care of kids and
a roof over the head and food on the table is a touch more important.
a little bit. Yeah. I mean, I got kids that are going to college, about to get, you know, eventually going to get married, going to need a house, you know.
Yeah, they need a little bit of, you know, they need you there to parent them and, you know, to kind of help, you know, little, like, you know, I'm still asking my dad for advice. I'm 46, you know, like, you know, your parents are so important, you know, and yeah, you need to be there. And, you know, that's my biggest thing. You know, I'm super bummed. Like, I can't run around and play soccer with my kid, and it just breaks my heart. If I really start thinking about it, I'll crack a tear, you know. And I just, you know, but I do what I can. If I gotta lean over and huck a soccer ball, you know, like, let's go, you know, like, so I
dude,
just
you know
try
what?
to be a dad and stuff and be there, you know.
Yeah, kicking a ball with them or whatever is cool. What's most important is just there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I know, like recently, like the Kyle Busch thing, man, you know, we watched the NASCAR race yesterday, my buddy and I, and just seeing some of the things and just seeing his kids, I teared up, you know, like,
terrible, man.
you know, behind like all the tattoos and whatever, freestyle dude, like, you know, I'm still a human, and then, like, you just feel so deep for the kids, you know. So, you know, I learned in the paralyzed world that, you know, like, so on June 23rd, it'll be called my life day. So, you know, get a second chance at life, and you're here is kind of like the meaning behind it. So, you know, I'm here for my son still. So,
yeah,
like,
that's it.
You know, it's just unbelievably heartbreaking for the Bush family and all that, you know. But
what's the hardest part of it all for you? I mean, like I said, we were mentioning earlier, there's just a lot of things that people don't think about. They just think, oh, you just can't walk, but it's like, there's so much more to it, you know.
There's so much more to it. And, like, all your friends, you know, they're like, hey, you know, let me know if you need something. But they got their own lives, you know. Like, I don't want to ask anyone for anything. I was so independent, you know. I did construction, you know. I was working all the jobs to try to, like, get to where I did. And, like, you know, my dad taught my brother and I, you know, we can work on anything. You know, I did my own, like, car work if it was, like, within reason.
Yeah.
And, you know, on my dirt bike work, I do my top ends. Like, I did everything. Work around the house. I do everything. Like, and it fucking pisses me off, man. Excuse my French. But man, I hate asking for help. Like I became so independent. You know, my wife's a flight attendant, and she is so independent. That was kind of our thing in our relationship, as we had to learn to ask for help from each other and be okay with it, because we tried to just do too much. And it's, you know, learning to ask for help. You know, that's been kind of one of my struggles. You know, like, you know, you keep trying to ask people to help weed whack my track, you know, and like, I just want to go do it. Like, I grabbed the weed whacker and I got like, from me to you. And I said,
what am I doing? Yeah.
I just set it down, and I just had to like, just sitting there in the heat and the humidity, just like, you know, and, you know, it's the bowel movements too. Like, man, that'll bring you to a whole nother level of just, this is it. I'm out of here. Like,
yeah,
it just, you know, like, crap your chair and stuff, and then like you clean all that up and do it right away again. Like, I've had back-to-backs, man. It'll chap your hide, and then you're like, I got all disappointments for, you know, leakage and stuff down on the, you know, for peeing, and like, it's just,
there's a lot of those little things.
It's a lot, you know, but you know what, I just like know if I'm having a rough day, I know just to go to bed. Let's try again tomorrow. Like, so, you know, and I know that I'm not good at giving up. And I just actually started getting into welding, so that's super awesome. And
I saw that. What are you welding up?
So I just started, you know, I got the idea to like weld up the starting grates, as much as I'm just, you know, I'm about the natural start. But, you know, I just thought it was a good thing. And like, you know, when you were saying that, like, this stuff in the test bikes, that kind of keeps you in moto, like I'm moto blood in, blood out, you know, and like, so it kind of keeps me into things, and I kind of like got the idea to build the starting grates. No one's really doing it in Texas. I think John Short has like a guy, but anybody can.
Is
have
it like a one-man like practice gate type of thing, or it's
no, the starting grate pads, the straight up like what they use in Supercross, the aluminum with the expanded metal on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, I figured like it's kind of a good entry thing for me, and then I want to do like a starting gate, you know, that comes with it, and offer one or both, or, you know.
Yeah, like today, we were out at a pro practice thing, and the Bar X guys it's a one-man gate.
Yeah.
Like with a gate, with the metal, you know, and it's like got two little wide pads for your feet, or blocks or whatever you put. And then on the back, there's a set of bars with wheels. So they grab something and rotate it back onto those wheels, and they can walk it.
Pull it, yeah, instead of hoofing that thing everywhere.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Because, I mean, they're not going to let you back your van into the starting gate area, so
but
got to.
They take it every time they go practice. They take that thing, and
someone recently just told me about that. I can't remember who. Someone was just telling me about like the wheel deal. So yeah, I'm gonna do a hinging system. I got one like pretty much done. Sitting on my welding table right now, and I just kind of I got to tack on the expanded metal more. I got to weld it on more, but I want to figure out. I got some ideas on to do a hinging system, so it folds in half the expanded metal together, and then like a little thing to lock it, you know. And so
I'll see that tomorrow. I'll take some pictures of it, and send it to you, just so you got some ideas. But
yeah,
I think you could probably.
Yeah, in Texas, and you know, I think it's pretty cool. You know, I'm just on the south side of Fort Worth, so I'm, you know, Houston's 3-4 hours away, and what is it? My buddy Van, he raced Supercross, but Van Martin?
Martin?
Yeah. He lives down in Houston, so like, you know, I've touched base with Greg Albertson. And
Game Moto,
Zach Mashburn and stuff, and Taylor Painter, some trainers out there. So, you know, and I think once it kind of catches on, I think we're going to be maybe pretty busy with this. So I kind of maybe want to, you know, hire someone and kind of do that and do the start. Me and my dad are going to start engineering up the, you know, the little trigger system for the starting gate. And then I want to go on to a third idea of, you know, so I'm getting into welding, and it's pretty cool, you know. And
are you like good at welding, like nice, pretty welds?
Absolutely not. And I don't call it welding. I call it wannabe melting metal together. It is not welding yet. Right. So
it's not as easy as it looks.
No, it's super hard. And I had bought a 04 Honda TRX quad, and I ended up putting it on Facebook Marketplace. This dude offered me a brand new $2,500 welder that's a 3-in-1 MIG, TIG, and aluminum.
Oh.
So I want to like get into all that, and I got a couple of buddies out there that are going to come over that are good welders and kind of give me a little bit more. But right now I just been, you know, I built 3 benches over the leftover steel from my shop. and, you know, just kind of learning to weld. And, you know, I welded up my welding table, and I got some 1/4-inch plate. So I've got like a 5x6 welding table, and, you know, I can sling the starting pads around, and, you know, so
Cool, man.
yeah,
That's perfect. Is you got to figure something out. You got to figure out what your next thing is. Like, one thing that's always blown me away about Mitch Buyten, and I mean, I've known him since '94, so it's been a long time.
yeah.
I've never once heard him complain about being in a chair or, yeah, you know, this sucks, that sucks. He doesn't talk about it.
Yeah.
And that sucker goes to nationals when it's muddy and humid and he's sloshing through the muck. Never a peep.
Yeah, he's a beast. I was actually sitting at the Arlington Supercross, you know, that's the local one there.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there. Then Mitch just comes up and rolls right next to me right here in the wheelchair area, and we just vaguely know each other. So yeah, I was shooting the shit with him, just trying to pick his brain. But he's focused on his riders, of course. I wasn't trying to annoy him, but he just said the hardest part's traveling. Like, and it is, you know, it's
dude. I hate traveling
with
now.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Dude, the shit you got to bring, like rubber gloves to goose yourself, and dude, it's a mess, dude.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's the opposite of fun, actually. I believe that or
whatever
not.
exactly that is.
Yeah, right. So,
okay, so let me ask you this, dude. I mean, the downside's pretty obvious, right? We all know that. And like I said, I appreciate you just being willing to talk openly about it because. You know, we kind of ignore it because we just don't want to acknowledge that it's even something that can happen.
Yeah.
And so I get it. I get why riders do that. When I was racing, I just made peace with it. I said, okay, worst case scenario is I get paralyzed. Okay, I'll go work at my family's business, and they already have a wheelchair ramp. That's just what I'll do. Okay, I made peace with it, and then I didn't think about it anymore.
Right.
I'm not saying that's for everybody. That was how I dealt with it. And I look back now and I go, that's crazy. Well, I can't believe I was even thinking like that.
And that's why I really want to start something. There's nothing out there for us motocrossers. We got to take care of each other. There's nothing out there for really like life after riding. Like I said, I saw a podcast about some dude was talking about life after riding.
I guess Matt Lemoyne is doing that. Yeah.
Okay. And I think it's super important. Like, I fought it for like 10 years, and then I tried to retire. I couldn't. I got back on the bike, and then, you know, I didn't get a race big amateur nationals as a kid, so it's just I have unfinished business, right? So like that's why I went for Loretta's, and I love how hardcore moto is. Like I just love the work you got to put in. I love just outdoor motocross. I'm so excited for the new season, and like it's gonna be good. I just love it. Like it's just the like I was always a hard worker, and that's what it takes. But you know, it's life after riding. I was fighting for 10, 15 years trying to figure it out, and you just can't. So, and I just, like, you know, flying, just nonstop thinking about driving, laying down the miles. You're just trying to think what you want to do. I already got to do what I want. Everyone's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I already did what I want to do. Like, I want to ride for a living. Like, that was my dream.
Yeah.
And I'm content now. So then now what? So then it leaves like the giantest, emptiest void in your soul, right? Like when and a lot of people, you get into drinking and stuff and whatever. And like when you're done riding, to try to cope for it, to try to find that adrenaline and stuff. I was actually talking to Seth Inslow a lot about this. He's been 5 years sober, doing great. Yeah. He stopped by recently at my house, and man, I can't even believe it. Me and him just kind of crossed paths, but he's like, hey, man, I'm riding out. I'll stop by. So I'm cool. Seth Inslow's coming to my house. That's cool. And like, so we got into like deep talks about it all, you know. So, you know, I'm having some fun on this trip with the boys and stuff, and I plan to get home and, you know, just I really want to buckle down and be a better person and be a better dad. My dad wasn't drinking like when I was growing up, you know, so, you know, like it's not fair for me to set that pace for my son. So I want to try to be a good dad. Like I just think of that stuff, you know, so, and it's okay to go to a pool party, have some, whatever, you know, but like, and that's kind of like what I do. I got some good friends out there, and, that, you know, I do that with on the weekends, you know, or we, you know, have a supercross party in the shop and, you know, have some beers in, but, you know, just shut it down after and, you know, have a little bit of fun. And I don't see nothing wrong with that, but like,
no.
And I'm not
just
saying
be
I'm
a
an
good
angel.
dad. That's the bottom line, right? Like that should be 100% of your focus, or as much as it can be. Enjoy your family.
Yeah. And it's super important for, you know, to be for me to be a good dad. Like, I already feel like I've not ruined, but I can't find the word, but to me, like, I've ruined in my heart. I kind of feel like I've ruined Jet's. My son, his name is Jet, and I feel like I partially ruined his childhood, not being able to run around and play soccer with him.
Yeah, like I said though, dude, I can't tell you how many times I've heard this. It's like, it's not what you do for them, what you buy for them, or this or that. It's just being there. They just want to be with you.
They do.
So if you're just there, you know, whatever the hell that means, doing whatever, playing video games, whatever he likes to do.
He likes to jump on me and go for rides, and it's fun. Like,
Okay.
So you can get a
So
little
there you
momentum
go.
from like the shop. I've built a sidewalk from the shop to like the, you know, maybe like a 75-foot sidewalk, so you can get some speed. So if he's not, we say all aboard. So all aboard Jetson. So we load the kid up and pin it back to the house and try not to go through the window.
That's hilarious, dude.
So I mean, you know, it's all in what you make it. You know, that's one reason why I came out here is for Mike Young and Road to Recovery, visit with them. But then also this girl Barrett, she got sober, and that I know, and she did like healing and massage and like kind of like Buddhism and like a bunch of stuff, and like really understanding the body more. And it's just she really dug into me mentally and stuff. We've been longtime friends, but just, it's all in what you make it, right? And it's like your mindset, like, you know, like I you know, one thing I'm like ruining Jet's life, but then, you know, he don't like know a difference, you know, it'll be okay.
Yeah,
So,
this would be fine.
yeah.
Well, here's something I wanted to ask you about is this Neuralink that Elon Musk is
yeah.
putting together, and you kind of dug into that a little bit because when I first heard about it, I'm like, ew, that sounds real, you know, like what's the movie, freaking Terminator.
Yeah.
Like, it just sounds like, I don't know if this is a good idea for
Far-fetched,
humanity.
yeah.
Or same with AI. Like, it just scares me a bit
Yeah.
that if this gets out of control,
Which it's well on its way.
on its way. And I think AI is maybe even the gnarlier thing. But the benefits of this Neuralink, I mean, people with all kinds of different diseases, people with spinal cord injuries, potentially, it could get you up and walking again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
So what do you know about it? Tell me a little bit about what you've heard, because you're kind of further down the road with it than I am.
I don't kind of read into things. I know pretty much like what everyone else knows, word of mouth, like that they're gonna do like maybe a chip in your brain, a chip under your where your spinal cord's severed, and do it under for them to, you know, work together. But yeah, you know, I have my buddy Colin Yost, and he's in with the Trump family and stuff. So he was at the Mar-a-Lago New Year's party. This December will be 2 years ago. So yeah, he talked to Elon about it, and he said it's like a couple years out, and then, you know, I've got the application in to, I'm on the list to do it. And, you know, they're also, did you see that they're like doing injections in the spinal cord, and it's healing itself?
No.
Like
stem cell or what?
And if you talk to Mike Young, he'll tell you stem cells like bull crap, but,
Okay.
but anyways, no, it's just something that's healing the spinal cord, and they're doing it like in Japan, which I talked to Taka, and Taka straight told me that he would fly to Japan with me, and the university that's doing it there is 6 hours away from his house, and said he would take me. Like, just Taka's an amazing person. And then Switzerland's do it. I've talked to Matt Buyten over there, old freestyle guy, and talked to him about it. And then, you know, in Brazil they're doing stuff, you know, so like, you know,
These injections you're talking about?
yeah, they're doing these injections, and they're showing signs of getting people walking again. So, you know, like, you know, and any doctor I talk to, I'm like, if you know something, like, I'll be a test dummy. Like, I'm way past that. I don't even care anymore. Like, I'll be the test dummy. I'll take the hit for everybody else if I can, and be a part of history. You know, I think it'd be cool. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping the Neuralink comes around and I can run faster than anyone.
Yeah, well,
I'll take Usain Bolt down.
you know, the crazy thing about the Neuralink, if it works, if he gets it sorted out, it's almost like if you don't get one,
Yeah.
you're going to be like a subspecies, right?
Right.
Because it's like having a phone in your brain.
Yeah.
You could just think of some crazy mathematical equation and then just know the answer.
Yeah.
How do you compete with that
Nah, you
as
can't.
a analog brain, right? Like, you don't.
Yeah, and I just
So
look at it.
that's why to me it's like, that's a little scary. But then also, I don't want to see my buddies healthy.
I'd love to walk again, man. I'll do anything, like anything.
Get up and do the river dance.
Dude, I'm moonwalking right off the bat, bro. Like I'm gonna just send one out.
out of the doctor's office.
Yeah.
So
and it'd just be cool to be a part of history. I think, I kind of look at the positive, kind of like that a little bit. Yeah, it is scary what you're saying, but
yeah, you said though that he bumped into him 2 years ago, and he said it's a couple years out.
yeah, it's a few years out. Yeah, a couple
So, I mean,
couple
we're-
to few years out. I haven't retouched base on it. I do need to do a follow up with that. So, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. And then when I was in the rehab at the Craig Hospital Rehab Center in Denver, there, they have you have conference meetings with your PT, OT, your whole like team, psychologist and doctor and everyone. So I'm just like, they're like, just hang in there. You timed it good. Like there's stuff coming. And I'm like, if you know something, let me know. I'll be a test dummy. Like, so, but like, it's just kind of, they can't say anything, but they pretty much explained it to me. Like the spinal, I'm like, dude, you guys can do like hip replacements and all this. Like I'm completely missing the T6 vertebrae. So I'm like, you can't like make me another vertebrae. I'm a 3D, do something. Like someone make me a vertebrae. And they're like, oh, we can't. But they're like, because the spinal cord's tricky. And I'm like, I'm thinking as a mechanic, just like, 2 C-clamps and put the spinal cord in the middle. And, because these ribs have nothing to plug into. But since I'm completely missing the T6 vertebrae.
Yeah, so what does that do?
They just float, man. It's tingly all the time. Like that's probably, if you watch me, I'm squirming all over the place. I'm constantly uncomfortable. Like I kind of wish I was just paralyzed, but I was like talking to my pain doctor and neurologist. I'm all, how many people are missing a vertebrae? Are they? And they're like, no. I'm like, am I screwed? They're like, yes.
No.
Yeah, like I'm like stuck like this. So it's terrible. I want something to happen. And I'm like, I'll be a test dummy. Like I don't care. But yeah, it's unfortunate. You just gotta fight.
Well, let's hope there's something coming.
I agree.
That would be amazing. Tell me about your family a little bit. So how long have you been with your wife?
Since like 2000, like December of 14, and then we started dating. I was out here, and so we started dating. And
Did you meet her on a flight?
no, that's what everyone asks. But yeah, she's a flight attendant now. I slid up in the DMs, but no, I make the joke that she slid in my DMs. But so anyways, that's how we met. They're all dating sites, right?
I mean,
one way or another. But yeah, so she's beautiful, hardworking woman, and holds the fort down too. And I'm pretty independent, but I need help here and there, and she's right there for me and does a lot for us in the family. And then I got a 4.5-year-old son named Jet, so super cool. And
was he named after
Jet
Lawrence?
Well, that's what I say. And he was supposed to be born on November 18th. So then I talked to, I know Lucas Myrtle through, he was Jim McNeil's rep. So I kind of just knew him a little bit over the years. So I'm like, I got Jet Lawrence, number 18 Jet Lawrence jersey hanging in Jet's room.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah, pretty cool. So, like, my wife says because she flies on jets, so that's why she wanted to name him. But I argue the point that, I'm a Honda guy. So, Honda, 18 Jet Lawrence. She said, "Can we name him Jet?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" Like, and
So it was in agreement.
Yeah. So we didn't have a big battle on the Jet name. So that actually went smooth there. So yeah, he's good. Stasic hooked him up with a bike. So I got a little pit bike track in the backyard. We got 1.5 acres. So he's out there shredding, burning his laps, and I got the PW just sitting there. And a lot of people are gonna let your kid ride. I'm like, my dad didn't hold me back and let me do what I wanted to do. So I mean, if he wants to go, we can go that route. But I'm gonna probably kind of golf, get a scholarship, and kind of go that way. But so, and my wife's like, a pilot. So it's all good. We just want to support him. He's gonna do what he's gonna do, and we'll just support him the best we can. And so
cool, man. And is she from Texas? Like, what took you guys to Texas?
She's from Texas, and she was going to move out here and transfer to LAX because she was based out of Houston. Okay. And so I was living in Murrieta, so I was starting to look at houses like Corona, like more that way, just to kind of break up for her. But you know, and then I had a house that I bought with my first X Games money up in Carson City, and I was renting out. And I just wanted to be down here and ride, you know, just kind of break it up. I lived up there. But, yeah, so she was going to come out here, and then it turned into, like, maybe renting a house out there. And I was like, I bet it's cheaper to buy a house. And sure enough, you know, the payment was $1,200. And so I'm like, man, and then, like, I'm looking at, like, going back to Carson City, and I'd struggle, like, with work. You know, it's a smaller town where the DFW area is so big, you know, there's all kinds of work. Yeah, so I was kind of looking at the future, lower mortgage payment and like, all that. So, you know, but man, I didn't do my research, and property taxes is the 6th highest in the country out there. And man, they just rake up that property tax like no other.
Oh,
like,
is that right?
Yeah, it's
Does it go up as the value of the home goes up, or is it locked in?
Yeah, it's dumb. Like it. And so you got to homestead your house and try to keep it locked down low. So, yeah, like my Carson City house was like $2,000 for the year. And Nevada and California, I think, are like in the higher 30s, like out of all the states on property taxes. New Jersey's the highest. But, you know, when you start getting a little thinner on money, you start kind of, you know, like it's just not making it rain. So you start kind of looking at these things. And, yeah, I was like even looking at the cheapest states to live in, you know, like it's New Mexico, Oklahoma, it was like Mississippi, and like one other one. But yeah, like so, you know, it's a little scary on the property taxes. But yeah, so that's how we ended up out there. I took a chance, and then.
Are you liking it? I mean,
I do like it. It's like anywhere. People ask me that, you know, like you know, I miss Lake Tahoe and some people in the mountains, and then the open desert where all the land's bought in Texas. Like you can't just go ride.
It's all private.
Like I grew up like being able to, you know, you could ride to Canada or Mexico, right? You know, so like I grew up like that. So that was like kind of like a you know, a new change for me. But Texas has so many motocross tracks, like, and then there's all these, you meet all these people, and they got all these backyard tracks. And then I loved all their golf courses, like, you know, like out here you just golf this kind of same courses. And like I was a Paula or Glen Helen guy, you know, I like the rough motocross, you know, so I wasn't into like the harder pack. So what was that one? It started with the M? It was like by the industry buildings.
Oh, Milestone,
like, you know, like the hard pack tracks, I just wasn't like too much of a fan. Like, you know, I like the rough, but there's so many more tracks out there. So each place has its good and bad. You know, I miss the weather out here. You know, it was nice to go to the beach, and then miss some people out here, and then, you know, the mountains, and you can go out in the desert. You know, Carson City, you know, it's got its stuff with Lake Tahoe, but then, you know, Texas, you know, it is getting, you know, it's hot and humid from now till Halloween. And then, but, you know, they got a lot of tracks, and, you know, I picked up bass fishing out there. And so each place has its good and bad, you know, and I got, you know, people kind of in both. So, you know, like I'm just making my rounds, seeing all my friends here, and, you know, stoked to be on the show. Thank you for having me. And just, you know, it's, you know, it's good. I'm going to head up to Carson City. My aunt and grandpa live in Bakersfield, so I'm going to venture that way and then to Carson City.
You're doing a big old loop.
Yeah, if I'm going to do it, let's do it.
Jeez.
So,
what do you guys do for fun? I mean, when you guys are home alone, nothing going on, nobody's working?
We just really kind of hang out the house. You know, like I said, I picked up welding, and, you know, my dad moved out there, so I gave him a corner in the shop, and, you know, we just kind of like work on projects, whatever needs to be done around the house. You know, I go to this adaptive training facility out there sometimes, and, you know, just kind of, you know, it's just, you have kids, and it just revolves around them, really. You know, it's starting to get into soccer and, you know, just whatever. So, I mean, I don't really do too much. You know, I've tried golfing, and it's, you know, I golf one-handed. People are like, you gonna ride and stuff, and, you know, I can't ride how I want. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. It's just not as fun to me. And trying to golf one-handed, it's just like kind of. So those were my jams. So it's kind of,
dude, David,
it's tough on me.
Bailey golfs really well with one hand.
Yeah, I've talked to him. Yeah, and he just does it in his chair and like out. Yeah, that's crazy that he does good.
It's doable. I mean, you got to put some time at the range, I'm sure, to figure it out. But he's a better golfer than I am.
That's awesome. I need to. I need to pick up my golf game, my one-arm golf game, no doubt.
I think he must have custom clubs though that are shorter, I would guess.
Maybe like kids clubs, and you're all whack.
Something, yeah. You'd have to hit him up about it. But is there anything else you want to do in the sport, or I mean, outside of welding, is there something else even not in the sport that you'd want to do?
I don't know. Like, I thought about, like, being, like, a rep, but, you know, I just also did travel the last 24 years. So, you know, like, that's why I'm kind of doing this trip, just to kind of get out, because I've been at home, you know, just go on a little adventure myself, you know, driving a 99 Honda Accord halfway across the country paralyzed. I blew a heater line 75 miles from Palm Springs. So
No way.
I had to get towed back to Blythe, and the highway patrol and everything. I got to ride in the back in the car on the tow bed. It was awesome. Like,
no way.
Yeah, the guy's like, "Hey, I'm gonna give you a hell of a ride." I'm like, "I used to do freestyle motocross. You better send it, boy." So yeah. So I mean, yeah. So I had to get that fixed, and then now I think my brakes are like going out, so I got to go with my buddy to go look at those after this. So yeah, a little sketchy. Probably not the smartest thing. Definitely not the smartest thing. I've been thinking about going to trade in the car or something to get a little bit more reliable one to get my ass home, or sell the damn thing and fly home, because my wife's a flight attendant. But yeah, a little sketchy, but that's part of the adventure. It's all good. You know, I don't get like mad and just kind of figure it out. And,
Yeah.
You know, I got back to Ontario that night on Tuesday, and, you know, last Tuesday, and got a hotel, got a shower and refreshed, and then the massage and stuff. So, you know, you just figure it all out. So, yeah, I'm just going to cruise around a little bit more, and then get back to Texas. You know, I got to get back and be a dad. I'm already missing the little dude. So
I'm sure. Well, cool, man. Well, we want to remind everybody, use our code WT26 with any of our partners. You get a good discount. Lets them know you guys are using the codes as well. And our Rockform wrap-up, if you guys need a good cell phone cover, check out Rockform. All magnetic, crazy number of mounts to anything. Screen protectors, chargers, you name it, they're great. And our last question we kind of ask everybody is how you want to be remembered in the sport.
how do I want to be remembered in a sport? You're going to throw me on the bus like that. I don't know. Just, you know, we all want to be known as a good rider. I mean, you know, I think, man, I don't know. I guess, you know, just a good, hardworking rider, you know, like, I'm not one to give up. That's the thing, you know. I'm got little man syndrome. A lot of us motocrossers do. We're scrappy little dudes. You know, you don't want to box at the motocrosser. I'll tell you that. But anyways, you know, just being just one of the OG good freestyle guys. You know, I'm very proud of that. I take pride in that. I kind of feel like I came in the second wave of guys that came into freestyle motocross. So just you know, I'm proud of that, and people remind me of it, and I do forget what I've done. I don't think of it, and then so it's just kind of cool to do that, you know, be reminded or remembered as that, you know.
Yeah. Well, dude, 7 X Games gold medals is crazy.
Yeah, way more than I thought I would have.
Yeah, so. Man, you got to do something really cool that I think a lot of people would love to have done. And I think one thing that speaks volumes about just how cool you are just as a person is when you did get hurt, all those people that reached out, you know, because I remember hearing about it and I messaged you. I don't know if you got it or not, but like,
I'm still answering messages.
I was going to say, I'm sure there was like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds
Thousands,
of messages.
Yeah, it's insane.
But, you know, people wouldn't do that if you were a dick.
Right. That's what I said. Because people that do know me know I'm a little wild. You know, me and Jimmy Fitzpatrick get along quite nice, but we'd light shit on fire and get a little buck wild. But you know, it's cool, man. I love the sport. You know, I'm happy to be a part of it, and you know, I'm building the starting rates, and that kind of, you know, like you said, like what you got going on, it kind of helps keep me to be a part of the sport. You know, so hopefully the word of mouth out in Texas, you know, and start selling to hopefully some amateur racers and, you know, some of the pros that need it. So yeah, I'm gonna have Scott Champion and Cheyenne Harmon testing it out here this next week. So.
Well, you get those done and up and running, you'd let us know. Send us a video. We'll post it up.
Okay.
We'll get you some business.
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you, man. I'm stoked.
Before we cut you loose, what do you think's going to happen this weekend?
Oh, here we go again.
Who's your money on?
I was going back and forth with Kenny Bell. Let me see what I said. I said Davies. Oh, I went Davies, Haymaker, Kitchen.
Okay.
And then I went.
But like, and we all picked Cole Davies too. But it's like he's never even won a moto.
I know, but
how can we pick a guy who's never won over Joe Shimoda, who's won tons of motos, tons of overalls? But we are.
But Davey just came off of that, beating Deegan, kind of putting the stamp on that. So, and I think, Shimoda's coming back from injury, right?
Yeah, broken fibula.
That ain't nothing.
It's not it's pretty minor. I mean, he broke his neck before the season.
Okay, so he'll be rolling, and he's good. Honda's got that bike starting.
It's a good bike. He's better outdoors, I think. I mean, I picked Davies, but like Joe's gnarly.
Yeah,
Joe's not gonna be.
Yeah, Joe's gonna be good, and then what's that other kid's name? The new kid on Star.
Well, which one? Dudney. There's Manier.
Yeah, Manier.
Okay.
Yeah. Isn't Manier?
I haven't seen him really ride moto. Great in
okay.
Supercross. Haven't really seen. Jason Lawrence said Caden Dudney, who's another star kid. He goes, this kid's gonna blow everybody's mind. Watch. And I'm like, all right. I've never seen him ride outdoors again. So there's so many. Both classes. There's so many it's so wide open.
Yeah.
Because even in the 450, it's like, is Jet's ankle okay?
Yeah.
If Jet was 100%,
Jet,
he's gone. I just think he's gone. But I don't know if he is. Maybe he is, but I don't know. What's Eli doing? He had a crazy meltdown. Chase, what's going on with him? Does he have that bike figured out for outdoors or not? Hunter, is he going to be like burned out from Supercross from all that stress, or is he going to be
I don't
wanting
think so,
to come out
man.
and fight?
He's a tough Aussie bloke,
I know. I'm just saying there's so many what ifs and I don't knows.
I went Deegan, Eli, Jet for my podium on 450s.
No Prado.
Damn. God dang it, I forgot about him.
Jorge is a beast. I'm telling you, he's going to be a beast.
And he's got a chip on his shoulder from the Cowie deal, so he showed some good sign in Supercross. So he's rolling right now, and he's coming to prove something, He's just keeping his mouth shut, and he's going to ride, So, dang, man. Why you got to do that?
I'm just saying, dude, it's going to be a good
top
series.
three?
Where are you going to be Saturday?
I'm going to be up in Carson City, so I'll
Okay.
probably watch it with maybe Mason and some of the guys up there, and then I'll venture back to Texas on Sunday or Monday or so.
There you go.
So, but
have lots you can listen to all the podcasts talking about it. Before we cut you loose too, I want to show you, we got a gift from Rockwell for all of our partners here. Well, I got to leave that sticker, but it's one of their watches
awesome.
with our insignia on it. And
heck yeah.
These are rad. If you own a company, you want to do something good for your employees or whatever, they can put any logos on this thing. Great watches, all different types. And then also our partners here, Nano Extreme. I was asking you earlier if you've got pain or whatever in arms, wrist, elbow, maybe even that spot in your back that you have tingling.
Yeah,
I'm curious.
We might have to get weird. I'll pull my shirt up, and just as long as we don't make eye contact, it won't be goofy.
Don't look at me. I won't look at you.
I might have you. I think I'm gonna have to have you lube me up, and then we'll I'll give you some race results after.
All right.
In an hour or so.
I'm curious though.
I do want to try it, like you said, maybe for the nerves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm definitely interested myself. Like I said, I'll try anything. So.
All right.
Nano Extreme, pain relieving cream.
And if you really want to get hyped, we'll send you off with an El Jefe energy, and you can you won't sleep for 2 days.
I'm in. I got some long driving to do, so I need some El Jefe.
You got it.
And I'll pin my 99 Honda Accord back to Texas. Thank you so much,
brother.
man.
It was great having you in. I really
Happy to be a
appreciate
part of the Whiskey Throttle Show, and this is awesome, man.
Had to get your story in.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we did, dude.
We
Glad you
tried
finally-
for years, man, but we got it. We got it finally.
Made her happen.
Heck yeah, dude.
All
That's
right.
awesome.
Hey, stick around, guys. I hope you enjoyed Matt Buyten's story. We'll be back to close out the show. All right, guys. Big thank you to Matt Buyten for making the time to come in. Like I said, we've been trying to connect for years, since before his accident. So it's good to finally get him in here and tell that story. Incredible athlete, 7 times X Games gold medalist. It's crazy. So it's just good to hear him talking about the injury and recovery and life after that. It's like I said, it is something that this sport tries to kind of just pretend like it doesn't happen, pretend like it doesn't exist, and we need to talk about it more because it's a reality. It's something that does happen to people we know and love. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks for always supporting what we do. Huge thank you to all of our partners. Use our codes, please, WT26 on anything, and we'll keep these coming to you. Thanks for watching. See ya.
Yamaha is the industry leader in two-wheeled fun and performance. Celebrating 50 years of YZ in 2024, the Blue Crew is still dominating shootouts and competitions. Yamaha, revs your heart.
Troy Lee Designs is the leader in off-road motocross apparel and style. So whether you're looking for a cool new paint job for your helmet, maybe your name and number on your helmet lettered on, you're looking for new gear, you're looking for mountain bike gear, off-road gear. They've got the brand new Scout line and GP and SE models. Troy Lee Designs has it all. They've been leading this industry for decades, and they're going to continue to do it. Check out TroyLeeDesigns.com. The Whiskey Throttle Show is proud to be partnered with Factory Effects. These guys have been around the motocross industry for over 30 years, making really cool graphics, really high-quality materials with really excellent fitment on all the brands. So whether you guys have a motorcycle you want to dial in, or you need a new stand or some tie downs or whatever it is, Factory Effects has got you covered. And they've also got a bunch of officially licensed merchandise. So if you're a Yamaha guy, you can go over there and get some really cool Yamaha stuff. In fact, a lot of what you'll see me wearing here on the Whiskey Throttle Show is Factory Effects merchandise that's branded with Yamaha's logos. So check those guys out. Like I said, just a really cool company, and they've been around forever. These guys have been bleeding and sweating this sport for longer than a lot of people have been alive. So we're stoked to have them be a part of what we're doing, and they're giving us a really great deal for all of you guys, 25% off any order. All you got to do is use our discount code, which is WT26. So go to factoryeffects.com, spelled factory, EFFEX.com, and use that code WT26 to get 25% off. We're all about supporting brands that support our sport. And there's one tire company that has never walked away from the sport of motocross and supercross, and it's Dunlop. When times got tough and the economy took a crash, Dunlop stepped up and stayed with our sport to support it and the athletes and individuals that love it. Their MX53 line and MX33 lines absolutely dominate this sport. Every national championship at the pro level has been won in the last decade, and nearly every single amateur national championship at Loretta Lynn's has been won on a Dunlop. So if you're looking for high performance, you're looking for amazing quality, and you're looking to support a brand that never turns its back on our sport, there's only one choice for you, and it's Dunlop. All right, Whiskey Throttle fam, we've got a sponsor here that I want to really encourage you guys to try, Element. If you haven't seen this stuff before, give them a check out on our Instagram bio. You can get in there. We've got a link that will give you free samples. You can go in and try this stuff. And this delivers just the right amount of electrolytes that you need when you're competing at all, especially if it's midsummer, humid. Think Loretta Lynn's, Nationals. You're sweating like crazy. This is the best way to replenish it, okay? Straight water is just going to flush more electrolytes out of your body, cause more cramping. You've got to get the electrolytes back in. This Element provides it in the perfect package with 0 sugar. It is vegan, keto, paleo-friendly, gluten-free. This is the perfect product for athletes or those pretending to be athletes. So it was designed by Rob Wolf. This guy is a crazy smart dude working in the science field, was developing for his own use in athletics, and he came up with the perfect formula. This stuff's awesome. This right here, the citrus salt, is my favorite. Of course, you can get it in a sample pack like this where you can try some different flavors, watermelon, orange, raspberry. Great stuff. Cannot recommend this enough. If you are racing, even at a local level, and sweating at all, which, come on, we all do on a dirt bike, you've got to have some of this stuff to replenish it right. Give it a try. Like I said, go to our bio on Instagram. You can find a discount code or a link that takes you directly to there, and we'll give you a free sample. Check it out. You're not going to want to miss that. Support these guys. They are fans of the sport, and we are so stoked to be partnered with them. Element is an incredible product that I use exclusively, and I'm so proud to have them part of the Whiskey Throttle Show. Pro Circuit is the leader in aftermarket performance and quality. Whether you're looking for a little more horsepower out of your engine, some quality hard parts to improve the way your bike feels and looks, better handling through suspension or linkage arms, Pro Circuit is where you need to stop. It's your one-stop shop. You can go in there and get everything you need to make your motorcycle go from average to exceptional. Pro Circuit's got enough #1 plates on their wall to side an entire home, and there's a reason for that. They're very, very good at what they do. The highest quality products with one goal in mind, and that's winning. Check out ProCircuit.com. If you are in the market for a new vehicle, look no further than Toyota of Redlands. You've got to support a brand that is supporting motocross big time. At the amateur level, pro level, they are part owners in the Bar X Yamaha racing team. They support a ton of riders individually, and they support us here at Whiskey Throttle Media. And I'll tell you what, the facility up there in Redlands is absolutely incredible. It's beautiful. The folks are friendly. They're professional. And if you've never owned a Toyota, you got to give it a try. It is the only brand that I'll drive anymore. If you're buying, there's nothing more reliable, nothing that holds its resale value better. And the folks at Toyota of Redlands are just they still remember what customer service is. I guess that's all I really need to say. Incredibly friendly, professional, and just talented staff up there. We're stoked to have them a part of the show. If you see the Whiskey Throttle truck around here, the Toyota of Redlands Tundra, give us a wave and a honk. But man, just so stoked to have these guys on board. Like I said, anybody like that that's getting involved and supporting the sport, we just want to push as many people as we can to them, because those folks are rare, and especially when they have an incredible product and provide an incredible service. So get up to Toyota of Redlands, California. If you're anywhere in southern United States, southwest United States, it's worth the drive. Get over there, check those guys out, tell them the Whiskey Throttle Crew sent you. On-switch device, something that was much needed in this sport. They've been innovating and bringing new products to market. Their latest is the new Nihilo Run Cool brake pistons. They're designed to be stronger than stock and provide exceptional cooling performance with less brake drag. Most OEM calipers pistons are made from aluminum that just can't hold up to the heat and extreme demands of serious racing. When they get hot, the aluminum will distort, causing loss of hydraulic pressure and brake failure. Nihilo's Run Cool pistons limit the area that boiling hot hydraulic fluid is able to come in contact with the piston, leaving 2/3 of the piston volume in open air with breather holes to enhance the cooling ability. It's made of a proprietary stainless blend, which is better at dissipating heat. You have issues with brake fade or brake failure, check out Nihilo Concepts among their many amazing hard parts and carbon fiber parts and titanium. NihiloConcepts.com. Seat Concepts is the leader in motorcycle saddles. If you're looking for a new cover or a new seat entirely, Seat Concepts is the place to go. They make custom seat foams catered to your height, weight, riding ability, riding type. They also have waterproof covers and foams that will not break down if you ride in a lot of inclement weather. And they pride themselves on being much more comfortable than OEM or any other aftermarket company. If you're looking for a new seat or a new cover, Seat Concepts, there's nothing better. Guys, I want to introduce you to Rockform, and a sponsor of the Whiskey Throttle Show here that has just been blowing my mind with their products. They've got all kinds of, started as phone cases. This is their rugged phone case here that I've got, which is just bulletproof. You could throw this thing out of an airplane, probably pick it up and be just fine. And on the back here, everything is magnetic, so it'll just stick to anything metallic, obviously. But this little locking device you've got in the back, this bolts onto handlebar mounts, car mounts, adhesive mounts, magnetic mounts, and it does not come off. It is locked in. I have no fear that my phone is going to pop off a handlebar on a street bike ride. And then I like the little sport ring they've got. They've got all kinds of devices that pop in here, but this thing acts as a stand. If you want to sit this thing up and watch something on your phone or work on it, just absolutely incredible. And this is magnetic as well. All kinds of amazing products, guys, for your phone. Kind of that's their primary function. They also have the G-Rock speaker. This is basically made for golf, and you just stick it to the frame of your golf cart and get after it. Got great tunes all day long. So a ton of products, but check out our boys at Rockform. These guys are killing it. I'm so stoked to be partnered with this brand. You know, we really pride ourselves on partnering with elite brands, really, really high-level companies, and Rockform is right on cue. Need to replace something on your bike that's worn out? Look at elite brands, really, really high-level companies, and Rockform is right on cue. Need to replace something on your bike that's worn out? Look no further than ProX. These guys aim to make everything OEM quality or better at an affordable price. And they've also got some new products coming. So right now, chains, sprockets, anything inside the engine internally, air filters. If it wears out, ProX makes it, and they make it at a quality level that's OEM or better. And they've got some new things coming that are awesome. A complete engine rebuild kits for the Polaris RZR 800s. Need to replace something on your bike that's worn out? Look no further than ProX. These guys aim to make everything OEM quality or better at an affordable price. And they've also got some new products coming. So right now, chains, sprockets, anything inside the engine internally. If it wears out, ProX makes it, and they make it at a quality level that's OEM or better. All right, so you had a tip over in the garage or at the track and you broke your lever off. What are you going to do? Go to Arc Levers, guys. They're the only people you need to check out in this space. Arc levers, everything manufactured right here in the United States to craftsman precision. The stuff is awesome. Whether you're looking for an entire clutch perch with maybe a bigger wheel, they make the wheel super easy to find and adjust. Or maybe you just want replacement levers. They do that as well. Anything you're after, they can change the throw, the feel, everything you want, custom. They can make them feel different, look different colors. These guys are dialed, man. They've got all kinds of cool products. If you haven't been over to Arc Levers and seen what they've got, check them out. These guys are being run by Factory Honda. If they're good enough for Jet Lawrence, I think you and I can probably make them work. The Star Racing Yamaha team, a lot of factory riders running them for good reason. They're the best products in the business. Check out Arc Levers. The Whiskey Throttle Show is presented by Motorsport.com. It doesn't matter if you like to pull a throttle cable on a dirt bike, street bike, side by side. Motorsport.com is putting riders first with parts, gear, and accessories, including some of our partners like Troy Lee Designs, Dunlop, Pro Circuit, and more. They offer first returns free on apparel so you can buy with confidence. And Motorsport.com offers fast, free shipping on all orders over $79. Make your next ride your best ride. Visit motorsport.com. Every good podcast show has got to have an underwear sponsor, right? Well, we went right to the top, Ethica. These guys make the best underwear. If you haven't tried a pair, you don't know what you're missing. Your life hasn't even started yet. So try a pair of Ethicas on. Go to Ethica.com. Use our code Whiskey20. Get you 20% off. And give all of your nether regions a break, man. It's vacation time for the boys. These things are comfortable. You're riding. Your butt's not going to get all chafed. These things are awesome. And guess what? They don't just make underwear. No. Tees, hats, beanies, sweatshirts, shorts for kids, ladies, toddlers, old people, everybody. You name it. They make them. You know what else they make? Moto gloves. I didn't even know that. I just found it out. So get over to Ethica.com. Check them out. These guys are awesome. Whiskey20. Use our code. Don't cheat me now. Get 20% off and put your buns in the best undies around. Ethica.com. All right, the sun is shining. That means you guys need to find yourself a good pair of sunglasses and look no further than Rockwell. These guys are making some incredible shades right now. They're all designed here in the USA, made in Italy. Very, very high-end craftsmanship on these things. They've got so many different models for men's and women's styles. There's floatable glasses, so if you're out on a lake, on a boat somewhere this summer, go out, find yourself a pair of the floatable ones. They've also got wireframe. They've got wraparound. Anything you're after, any style, Rockwell makes it. We are also working on a motocross goggle that is going to be insane. We are in the development stages of that. I'm helping them with that, as is Justin Hill and a couple other guys. So stay tuned for that. That's coming. They also make all kinds of casual wear. Rockwell is getting it done in all kinds of markets. But the sunglasses, whoo, these things are next level. Check them out, rockwell.com.
The inspiration for Element, interestingly, was from working with my coaches. I sat down with those guys. I'm like, hey, here's what I'm doing. What should I do? And they looked at everything and they were like, you need more electrolytes, specifically sodium. And like most people do when they have a coach, I ignored what their advice was. And kind of like, well, I salt my food, I'm probably good. And it took me at least a year to finally listen to these guys and do what they asked me to do. And it was just a switch flip. It was just so obvious that this was the critical missing piece to the story. And it's ironic that this salt piece was like the linchpin, the keystone to making all the rest of that work.
You guys know how particular I am about who we partner with on this show. And when the Nano Extreme folks came to me wanting to join the program, I definitely had to give it some time to try it. And I've been dealing with a lot of knee pain and obviously just the bumps and bruises that come along with being an old motocross guy. And this stuff legit works. And in fact, so well, I had to kind of dig in and find out why. And in talking with one of their formulators, there is a component called capsaicin. It's actually the component that's found in chili peppers that makes them spicy, makes them so hot. And that actually blocks the nerve signals that send pain signals through them, along with DMSO and arnica and some other things that are just naturally anti-inflammatory. There's a bunch of essential oils and camphor and menthol, which make it kind of feel cool or hot or however your sensation reads it. But at the end of the day, regular use of this works. Like, it legit works. And so I cannot recommend this stuff enough. If you guys have arthritis like I do, or if you've just, working out hard and you've got a lot of muscle soreness, this will help. Maybe you're sitting in a chair all day and you've got pain in between your shoulder blades. Doesn't matter. Joint pain, this stuff will help you, I promise. Use it regularly. Follow the instructions. You don't want to get this stuff around your eyes or in sensitive areas because it will definitely burn a bit, but definitely works. Really stoked on this product and proud to be partnered with Nano Extreme. Check them out. And use our code WT26 to get yourself a discount when ordering.
The Specialized Science Club introduces the Levo 4, an electric mountain bike so advanced it borders on sorcery. Together, you and the Levo 4 become a harmonious hybrid of organic and synthetic. It's a rider-enhancing machine that transforms you into a cycling cyborg. 720 watts of power and 111 Newton meters of torque, amplifying your mortal muscles, allowing you to bend space and time to your will. All channeled through futuristic suspension, with honed geometry, granting super control while traversing extreme terrain at hyper speed. With supernatural power delivery, you'll have super traction to conquer climbs where others spin out. And you'll tire, if at all, before the bike does. Thanks to the Levo 4's super range.
Thanks for checking out the Whiskey Throttle Show. If you guys liked it, be sure to like and subscribe so you get notified anytime we have a new show go up. You can also go over to whiskeythrottlemedia.com and check out all of the content, new bike builds, new bike introductions. We've got all kinds of features in the moto and off-road space, as well as all of the current Whiskey Throttle shows listed there. You can find our YouTube channel to get a complete list by season of all the shows we've done, well over 100 at this point. And also follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, like, subscribe, comment, all that junk. We'll see you guys.